Anderson Cooper. And, then Magic Johnson, I'm never going to talk about this again, which is great. But it was, no one is advising Donald Sterling. He has no advisors at all. And he said this on international
Magic
television.
was advising him, which was, he had called Magic. He had called Magic. And
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, at the beginning of the interview, he told Magic was telling that to Anderson Cooper.
No, I think Magic called him because he said he doesn't have Magic's phone number. So he intimated that Magic.
Oh, I have it. You could have called me. I have it.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's a 310.
6066.
And what did he tell Magic Johnson? I mean, what did Magic tell him?
He said, Magic called him and said, just wait a week and let it die down, and then I'll help you out. And he waited, and Magic did nothing. And he said he felt betrayed by Magic, like he was setting him up or something. And he purposely made him wait a week to make him look worse or something like that.
Wow.
I don't know. He's insane.
Now, the weird thing
You're
is...
just going to stick with that?
He's just an old man.
Wasn't there a part in
that's
the
true.
interview
He
where
might be out of his mind, though.
Anderson Cooper,
No.
haven't you ever had a girl or girlfriend where you were jealous of?
And Anderson was
Cooper's
just like,
looking at him like,
I've never had that experience.
I guess you didn't hear about me.
I hang out in Hell's Kitchen.
And he also just bursted out, he's got AIDS out of nowhere.
I love that.
For no reason.
That's the greatest.
He's got AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
Well, what's so funny is my wife says, why does he keep saying that? I go, look, I know you're going to say it's HIV positive. She goes, well, that's what it is. I go, I know.
You're like, I learned that yesterday.
A lot of people, if my mother were still alive, to my brother, to a lot of people down in New Orleans where I come from, to people right here where I'm broadcasting perhaps, you say you were HIV positive and you have AIDS. I mean, it's just the way it's said. It's the way old people talk. They don't think,
it's incorrect.
Politically correct.
I mean, there's,
Yes.
So.
Yes, I know. I know it's incorrect. I know it is. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, Kevin, really.
I do know what you're saying somewhat, but it's also, it's to the point now. It's like, listen, that's fucking incorrect. Okay.
Yes.
It's just wrong and it has to be corrected. When somebody says it, you just can't go around in society anymore and just with all this misinformation. It's wrong.
All right.
It's the way it is.
Well, another
like the
thing
blacks
happened.
are, rallying up. They're going, look, we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to walk out. I don't think that this guy, the Sterling, should make any money off this team. The team should just be disbanded.
No.
Doesn't his wife own a percentage? More than half, though.
Yeah, she owns half.
Not more than
50%.
half. Not more than.
Oh, I thought it was just a little bit more so that it could.
No, they're
still
partners.
Be... Oh, okay.
No, they're partners. Now, nobody wants her as a partner. Nobody. And that's the problem.
Why can't they just disband the team? Why is this guy going to be rewarded? No matter what he does, he's going to be rewarded with every $1 million he spent on that team. He's going to make $50 million on every million.
Garrett, can you read the First Amendment for me, please? Do you have the words of the First Amendment?
Yeah.
Okay, please read it. And I want everyone to listen to this. Go ahead. And this will answer your question, Kevin. Go ahead.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
My eyes rolled over.
Now, you can listen to that and you can go, wow, well, that, you mean...
I can say whatever I want?
No, that's what the Supreme Court over many, many years, hundreds of years, has said that it means. They have interpreted the First Amendment. They've also interpreted the Second Amendment in a way that half the country agrees with and half doesn't agree with, okay? But the First Amendment, the way that we have ruled it, and for those of you that want a little lesson, Congress makes the laws. And the courts, Supreme Court, interprets the laws, okay? And the executive branch carries out the laws, or the judicial branch, right? So that's how it works. So unless Congress were to say, now I believe maybe you can't have speech that incites to riot. I don't know. But you can say God hates fags all you want to. You can have signs up. You can show pictures of dead babies on stretchers. You can use the N-word. You can call Jews anything you want to call them. You can have signs up as long as you don't attack someone. I mean, the KKK can say whatever they want to say. Then there are people that can say anything they want to say about God or not about God or whatever.
And there's protest about,
yes, that's right.
People that are coming in back from the war, their funerals. You can go up there and say they're horrible people. It's part of our freedoms. It's wonderful.
And many, many years ago, if you go back to before the Civil War even, they had to actually pass a law that stopped our United States senators and representatives from dueling. They were when Burr and Hamilton. But before that, that's a famous one.
Right.
They didn't stop with them, and they didn't begin with them. There were other people who shot at each other and fought each other, dueled each other, and you know what?
And people died.
That went into after even the Civil War. That went into they really had to work their asses off to stop it, and people caning people and stuff. You see this now in parliaments around the world. You don't see it here. There was nothing that Donald Sterling has done that would cause him to lose the team other than the NBA says he's not good for basketball. Donald Sterling will win that case if it goes to the Supreme Court. Well, that's part of their
agreement, though. If
that's true.
If the NBA decides that one member, one of the teams isn't living up to their expectations or they're following their rules, they can get rid of them. So if somebody at the Knicks is like, a bad apple, boom, they're out. They're out of the NBA.
Well, we have
part of the agreement they signed.
If I come on the air or anybody that works here just starts bad-mouthing Sirius and so won't stop, and, forget whether it's one person, but let's say they just bad-mouth and somewhere in our contract it says that we cannot, lead to the detriment of the reputation of the company.
Sure.
That can be a felony, but I believe, here we are on the airways, we can't just, go off. Now, you're right, but you can almost fight that with free speech, but you won't beat it because you signed something. They can't take his team away from him. They can sell the team. They can maybe force him to sell it, but they can't. He will make hundreds of millions of dollars. There's no way to stop
it.
Same thing with the Dodgers.
Yeah, right.
The Dodgers. I think, was it 12 or 27?
I think it was 12.
Something. The man that sold the team, they interviewed his son the other day, and the guy was so disappointed that he couldn't make him a winner that he just ended up selling it to Donald Sterling. And the guy said that he went to his grave because he hated, this is 20-something years ago, He hated who Donald Sterling was. When they won some big thing years ago, Donald Sterling had his shirt unbuttoned down to his navel with the chains and a glass of wine and that dyed hair.
Right.
And he jumped off the sidelines and ran out, and the former owner said, look who I sold this team to. If you look back at what Donald Sterling looked like, he was a good-looking guy. He was a lawyer, and he was worth, $100 million. So this guy has been a wild, fuck-em-all, piece-of-ass guy, forever. And so was Jerry Buss. Jerry Buss would bring, twin hookers to the Lakers games and stuff. He was a wild man. They were wild men together. He is just an old man, and what's sad is I think he was grasping at straws. It's over for him. The women really don't give a shit about him, and this woman, I don't know why she turned in her meal ticket, but she did. And so it's not that he's crazy or that he's got Alzheimer's. It's just it's almost sad.
It looks like it's being set up though. The wife is going, well, he's really not the same guy that I knew, and he was never a racist, and I think it might be dementia. So they might be playing this dementia card both of them, in cahoots.
She's being advised, and he's not.
Absolutely. Well, he might be.
Michael Sam is being advised. All kinds of people have advisors, and this guy spoke to some PR people, and they said it would be $100,000 to guide you through this next, whatever it was, 6 months or $3.
I'm not paying.
And he didn't. You're right. He did not pay it.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah.
Why is it every time I hear that I burst out laughing? I really do.
Let me hear what he said about magic. Now, he didn't say screw. He said made love to women in every city in America. I thought it.
Can you tell me, Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South L.A.?
Well, I think he has HIV. He doesn't actually have full-blown AIDS.
He doesn't have full-blown
AIDS. What kind of a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV? And is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. But what does he do for the black people? Doesn't do anything. You call up and say, well,
he's opened a lot of businesses in inner city neighborhoods.
The Jewish people have a company, and it's for people who want to borrow money and no interest. They want to give them a fish pole.
Jewish people are ashamed of him right now.
If they don't have the money, we'll loan it to you. You don't have interest, one day you'll pay us back. So I'm just telling you, he does nothing. It's all talk.
So are you saying that African Americans don't contribute to African American communities as much as Jewish people?
There's no African American. Never mind. I'm sorry. They all want to play golf with me. Everybody wants to be with me.
By the way, Magic Johnson has a foundation that's been around for 20 years.
They all want to be with me.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. You can say whatever you want to say. What he said resonates as true with a great amount of people in the United States. And you can, over at Fox, they're going, I wonder how CNN got Donald Sterling. I wonder how CNN, got Magic Johnson. Fox doesn't want him. Fox doesn't even want to have this discussion because over at Fox, there isn't great disagreement with Donald Sterling at all. Because you're not seeing one conservative stand up and say anything. I mean, they're saying he's nuts and he shouldn't do it and everything else. But there are lots of people that don't think Magic Johnson has done, or Michael Jordan have done shit. For anybody. I don't know if they have or not. I haven't the faintest. Now, I will say
First
something
of all,
else. Donald Sterling's a liar. But Donald Sterling is a liar. He has not given anywhere near the amounts of money that he says he's given. He paid off a guy at the NAACP in California only like $9 or $10,000, and they don't know exactly what was going on. Did the guy keep the money? Is he spreading the money out? Nobody knows. I mean, that's another ongoing thing. What is it, Kevin?
What Magic Johnson has done just by coming out and saying that he was HIV positive.
What else could he do? What else could he do?
That was amazing. He didn't have to do anything. He could have just retired. He didn't have to say what happened to him. No, he didn't.
No.
So
we would have found out. All of us would have all found out.
You may not have found out.
I would have.
But I think that was a huge contribution, to
kind of dug
people deal with HIV and awareness. So
Armin Katayan would have found out. My buddy, who is the investigative reporter, and written a book about it. That's right.
Jay, if you had a bet today, would you say Sterling is going to have to sell the team or not?
Yeah, he'll sell the team.
Do you think he'll be forced to, or he'll just do it?
I think he won't go to court. He's already kind of said he wouldn't. They will force him. He'll sell it. The wife is a huge problem. And no one will want to be partners with her. And that's the problem.
I think that she's still partners with him, and I think it's all, it's a big game.
Are they divorced?
No, they're not divorced yet. She wants to file for divorce now.
She's the one that said that he's mentally deranged, right?
Yeah.
She's posturing. She's posturing, yeah. And it's 50-50 in most states, California certainly. So she'll get half the team no matter what. Now, he didn't sign any deal with her like the guy from the Dodgers. His wife sued him, she was an attorney, and she claims that she was
What was
hoodwinked.
the name of that team again? What was the name of the family again? It was an Irish
Isn't
name.
it so funny? I don't know. McCown, whatever. I don't know. Mac. What was it, Garrett? Mac.
That was a crazy family, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't Magic Johnson own the Dodgers now?
He owns
or
part of the
owner?
Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Sean of California. Yes, Sean, go ahead.
O'Malley?
O'Malley. Yeah.
No. That was the owner from 100 years ago. Go to line 2, please. Sean of California. Go ahead. Hello?
Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just, Fred Rogan's out here, the local sports guy on L.A.
Yeah.
And he did an expose about the Clippers owner and said that no matter what the NBA imposes on him, California labor law trumps it all, so they can't even force him to get rid of the team or sell it.
Yeah,
I don't know the California labor law, but I know we're very liberal.
He was reciting. Yeah, I went at that because Fred Rogan's been around L.A. since the 70s.
Yeah, Fred Rogan was saying that then on. Wow, that's pretty amazing. That
he did an expose on it, man. I was kind of shocked to find out that California labor law trumps all of the Constitution of the NBA.
So is the Constitution itself.
Well,
so if it goes to
court and all that shit that they draw up when they start their organizations, like you were talking about earlier about how you have to find something to not be a dick.
Well, here's the problem: they're all scared to death of these monopoly laws. They're unopposed, and they had to have. I think the NFL is the same way, antitrust laws and all that, and they're scared to death. So the owners of the NBA don't want any of this changed, and they're under these strict antitrust laws, and they get all sorts of breaks and everything else. I don't know all the rules and everything else, but they hate that a spotlight is now going to be put on them, and they're just hoping that he goes away. I'm sure there are owners that are calling him and going, look, man, please, you love the NBA.
Do you think there's any other owners out there actually getting on the phone with Donald Sterling?
Yes.
I
absolutely do.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
It's toxic.
Sure.
They wouldn't talk to him.
I think we should back his right to be an asshole and say disparaging things.
There you go.
Regardless of whether we like him or not. We got to stick up for each other. We're fucking ourselves over with all this shit.
There you go.
Apologies.
You hear him?
Every other day.
Right. That's right.
Horse shit.
We're with you.
He has to sell his team because a private conversation was leaked to the media? That doesn't make sense at all. You're allowed to say whatever you want in your house.
He's also allowed to dislike blacks, Jews, gays, anything he wants to.
Not
Kevin,
gays.
He's allowed. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. He didn't hurt anyone. He didn't shoot anybody. He didn't stab anyone. He didn't fire anybody. And you know what? Also, he said, "Look, my payroll's $100 million. What are they complaining about?" That's what he said. So. I hope they win it all. I'd love for them to win it all.
The only white guy on the team.
Well, nobody's interviewing him. All right. Thank you. Let me tell you something about the First Amendment. Thank you. My pleasure. In Europe, a dentist who had some dealings many, many years ago, and every time he Googled his name or a doctor, this thing would come up, that he went bankrupt or lost a house or something. So he contacts Google. He goes, look, I want you to take this thing down. It happened a long time ago, and you've got it like first line whenever anybody Googles my name. So Google in Europe says we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. He went, I want to say Germany. He went to the Supreme Court of Germany, and they said, not only do you have to take it down, the European Union has said you cannot print anything that you have the right to secrecy. They're actually calling it the right to go away, believe it or not.
It's like they can keep the original article. That's what it's about. So the original publication that this guy is in for whatever he did is still there. So that's still on the internet, and that's still accessible by everyone, but it's that link that goes to it, where it comes up, molester, whatever it is, that is, it's that link that comes up that is being taken down, but not the original article itself.
That will not happen in the United States because of the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. Now, I have said this before. I believe that entertainers own their image, and that paparazzi should not be able to use it for gain. TMZ should not be able to use it for gain. They can take a picture of anybody they want to walking down the street, and that person's image is not how they make a living. But when they do it to Alec Baldwin or to Robert De Niro or to Cameron Diaz or whatever, that's their image that they're paid millions of dollars for. And so people can use that image and make money on it. Absolutely. You can't fight that in court. You cannot. But I think they should. Now, they're trying to do it here in California, which everybody's going, oh, big liberal California. I hope it works. I hope you won't be able to take pictures of celebrities in California and run them on TMZ. I mean, look, the TMZ guy is as bad as those idiots that did.
They got $250,000 for that little scene inside the elevator. They said, with Jay-Z and Solange and Beyonce.
$250.
Yeah,
$250,000. That went to the highest bidder, TMZ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can't, and they can't sue the kid or whoever did it, the person.
They're trying to find out who leaked it.
Oh, somebody at that hotel leaked it.
It was taken by a cell phone
in the security room.
In the security room, yeah.
This has no. The only voice you'll hear on this maybe is the woman speaking, but in Florida, Democratic politician Joe Garcia began picking his earwax during the House Judiciary Committee on Capitol Hill on government surveillance. And while a woman is speaking, this is on C-SPAN, he rolls it into a ball and then he eats his own earwax.
Wait, and then he also cleans under his nail with his tooth. To get it all. It is
Garrett,
so sick.
We're going to run two reaction videos. One will be with kids that a guy in Wisconsin is in trouble for, and it's not sexual. It's just getting kids' reactions. And we'll hear the children speak. But the first one, I want Garrett and Christina and, of course, Kevin to look at Florida Democrat Joe Garcia digging into his ear and then chowing down on what came out of his ear.
I've got to close my curtains. I can't have people recording me. Cleaning him out.
This video is heading for the 750,000 mark.
Ooh.
Right now. Garrett, do you have it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you and Ranking Member Conyers for your willingness to work to make progress on this issue. Ending the bulk collection of Americans' phone records and making sure that other surveillance authorities cannot be used in a similar way are critical priorities.
Digging in there.
And I'm pleased that these have been addressed in the manager's amendment. But I'm not satisfied with a bill that does not
roll in the ball.
That wasn't that bad.
What?
Oh, come on.
What do you mean that wasn't that bad? You're not supposed to eat your earwax.
Okay, that was his earwax.
That was nothing.
I've never even seen that in real life.
I've
seen Garrett, if that was a Republican, he would say something different, right?
I've seen somebody put their finger in their belly button and smell it. I've seen, all types of things, but I've never seen somebody eat their earwax.
You've never seen people go like that. They go like that.
All right.
And put it in their, no, never.
No, I've never eaten it, but I've gone like this.
It never even occurred to me to eat it. And I ate boogers as a kid. Everybody does.
Oh, my God. By the way, I have never done that in my life.
Oh, my God, did I?
I've never eaten a booger in my life.
You don't remember.
I do remember. That's all I could eat was boogers.
It's the best diet ever.
Builds up your immunities.
Oh, my God. I loved them so much.
You still eat your boogers.
They were delicious.
Garrett.
Delicious.
That's somebody else's feces that kills the bad bacteria.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah.
He's got AIDS. He's got AIDS. Everyone's got AIDS.
Okay. The superintendent of schools in Janesville, Wisconsin, thought he was doing something, good. And this is a video that was made. Good. And no, it isn't good. Didn't turn out well. Is made in California, and it shows children from about 5 or 6 to 11 years old viewing same-sex people, asking other same-sex people to marry them. The first one is at a Home Depot or whatever, and a big ceremony goes on, and this guy asked another guy to marry him. And then the second part of the video are 2 women, and the woman stands outside of the other woman's office and has a band and everything else. I want you to, and by the way, the reactions are pro and con from the kids.
All right.
And this guy may lose his job. Go ahead, let's hear it.
All right.
People are dancing in a Home Depot.
Flash mob.
It's like an awesome flash mob. This is like my cheer dance thing. Is that his family? 2 grandparents?
Why is there a boy with tail? And why are they dancing? I should be in that video.
His reaction is just like, oh my god. Wait a second. Okay, so there's a guy getting proposed to, so...
He does have a nice suit, I have to say that.
When somebody proposes to me, that's what I want to happen. How do they get Home Depot to approve this, though? Is he a businessman? That's cool. Okay, so they're gay. But it's okay. Does he love him?
Good friends. Aww. Is he gonna propose?
And there's some kids that are reacting negatively.
A guy proposing to a guy.
Your parents are dicks.
Will you marry me?
Marry who? You mean a boy marrying a boy?
That's nice.
Congratulations! This is crazy. How does a guy marry a guy? So they're gay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so cute, and it doesn't matter if they're gay or anything.
That was just so cute. I can't even. Okay.
Now this is the girl on girl.
Is there another version?
Yeah.
A girl marrying a girl?
Yeah.
Is that a girl?
Idiot kid.
That's a little dangerous standing on a bus.
Fish just fell off.
A little over 6 years ago.
I met a girl.
Lookalike.
You stole my heart. I feel like I know what kind of topic this is. It's like the first thing you do, try to pinch yourself.
I belong to me. You belong to me.
Then they start singing the song.
They just saw the boy on boy stuff, so now it's girl on girl. It's too much for them.
A lot of kids.
How does a girl propose to a girl, and how does a guy propose to a guy? Are they gay too?
Parents are assholes, that little one.
Yeah,
God.
Yay!
most of the kids are really for it, you know?
Guessing it's a yes.
That was so adorable.
All of these videos are just too cute.
Well, this is new.
That's what I want to see a lot. Gay and lesbian people shouldn't be hiding.
Wait, what was that about?
What did both of those videos have happen in them?
All right, that's it. All right, that's it. That's it. Now,
most of it was all positive, you know.
Except for that little girl in the green shirt. What an asshole.
No,
a couple of little kids were a little creepy.
I think he tried to have half and half. I believe.
No, it wasn't half and half. Absolutely.
You know what? If you like chocolate ice cream and I like vanilla, and I can't put chocolate in my mouth.
It was 90%.
Of course you like vanilla.
It was 90%
You can put
positive.
vanilla in your mouth, and I can't put chocolate in my mouth. I respect your right to not want to eat the ice cream I want, and you respect my. But I don't have to like it, and that's what that video shows. You don't have to think it's you have to accept it, but you don't have to like it.
Most of the kids were like, "Wow, that's really cool." That's really interesting, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. And then there were a couple of creepy kids with probably creepy
They're
parents.
not creepy.
Yeah.
They don't get
They
it.
were creepy
no, it's
kids.
not that they're creepy. It's that
Two
they
male
learn from
ducks
their parents
learn from the parents.
mate.
Yes.
how not
Two male ducks don't mate.
Yes,
in the
they
spring.
do.
No,
They do. They hang out
All
together.
right, hold on
right?
a minute. Garrett, you've been very
in the
quiet.
bathhouse.
Yes.
You've been very quiet, Garrett.
I'm on your side, Jay. You're allowed to be repulsed by whatever repulses you. If you
Thank
see
you.
two guys kissing and it repulses you, that's fine.
But when you're a kid, you get these notions from you're taught certain things.
No, you just
No,
Well,
you
yes.
kept blaming it on
No,
their parents.
when I was a
That
kid.
little
Why?
girl with the green shirt has two asshole parents. I can guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
Yes.
I
When
agree
I
with you.
first saw a porno, I got excited.
So
It wasn't because my parents told me if you see naked people get excited. It's just something in you that is turned on or turned off by things. It has nothing to do with you.
Here's
There
what
are
I say.
people that
Wait a
live
minute.
i-
I
amongst
say it
this.
wasn't discussed in their house, and that child made her own decision.
I disagree.
I disagree. Totally.
All right.
It's always
when you
us
were young,
against them,
Christina.
Kevin.
Wait a minute. When you were young, Christina.
Yeah.
Was same-sex marriage ever discussed in your home ever? Was it ever brought up? Once?
Yes, and I have gay cousins, and it's always been okay.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it's always been
All
okay.
right.
Even
your
by
mom
my
and dad just said it was
my
good.
89-year-old grandmother thinks
In
it's
the
okay.
And it was
And
discussed
that's a
in my
big
family
deal.
too when I was a kid. My mom worked at the library with a bunch of gay people, and they ended up getting married. Two of these guys, and my mom and dad went to the wedding.
The
This was
only
back
time
in the 70s.
I ever discussed gay marriage in my house down in New Orleans, I came into the backyard, and my dad had this giant pot in the backyard, and he was, I don't know, melting tar, and he was pulling feathers out of ducks. And I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I hear some gays are getting married nearby." Yeah, that's what he said to me.
Such an idiot.
So much makes sense now. All of it
really are
makes
an
sense.
idiot.
Yeah, it was really quiet there.
How did I not see that coming?
I don't know.
I'm like, where's the story going?
No, he was boiling tar and plucking duck feathers. Garrett, did your mom and dad, while they were sleeping around with other people, did they ever mention same-sex marriage ever?
Not that I can recall it. I know my mom had two teacher friends that lived together in the same house, like a block behind us growing up, and she swears to this day that still that they're not gay. But I don't know. I mean, they were close friends, and we were over there, but it was never talked about them being gay or not, or, it just wasn't talked about.
Right. Right. All right. I also am receiving a lot of emails.
This show actually should be on OutQ. It really should. This is the gayest show in the world.
Jay's been pretty
No,
gay
it isn't.
lately.
Hold on a minute. I'm getting emails saying, can anyone tell us what the group of Jewish people is that gives people no interest loans? I don't know. I really don't.
That's what he was talking
I've
about.
never heard that one. I don't
Sterling
know.
was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I don't
we
know
give
that.
low interest loans, no interest loans to other Jews, of course.
No, but I don't know that one.
It's the Jewish Free Loan Association.
Is it really?
JFLA.org. Yep.
We should ask Ira if he knows what all this means.
This comes from Matthew. I went out of my way to go to the Heidelberg Project. It's the biggest pile of shit art I've ever seen. Putting clocks all over a house. Horrible.
I hope he lit it on fire.
The website.
Yeah.
Claudia, I can't believe you had Jay Cutler as your guest. You and Kevin and Jay Cutler are my dream men. Who could this be? This the weightlifter guy? Yes. Please find an excuse to have Jay Cutler on again. Ask him to comment on us on a health issue or something. But for the ladies, please. Now, wait a minute. After the interview was over, First of all,
what happened? What happened there?
I
guy from Shade 45 sent over his name. We booked him because we're trying to be friendly. And the Shade 45 person was yelled at by the publicist for Jay Cutler, the weightlifter.
What happened?
But why? What happened?
Because
why?
you said the word steroids.
Well, he looks like he's on steroids, but
he is on steroids.
Well, that's
in my estimation.
Did you tell her off?
I wasn't able to reach her.
Tell her off.
Not like he looks like he's on steroids, but he's like,
that he, Jay handled it perfectly.
We had a good time.
Yeah, Jay Cutler laughed. I mean, Jay was just being himself, being
the big
honest.
muscle-bound
idiot. We talked about gay issues, too. It's a very gay thing to do.
But he
building up.
seemed to have a great time. Am I mistaken? Okay, so I don't know
and that's
why
what you
anybody's
say.
so upset about it.
He sexted me later on, and we showed each other.
Allegedly.
He's got AIDS.
If she calls me again because she's listening, I'm going to punch all of them.
Later on, we'll have Colin Jones on.
That's
Colin
my
Jones.
Soundbite, Garrett. I love that soundbite so much.
Colin Jones will be talking about Ben Affleck's card counting, where he was caught in Las Vegas, allegedly. Now, there's something strange about this card counter. He's not just a card counter. He's a blank card counter. He is a Christian card counter. Now, Christina, how does that work when it's kind of theft? You know what I mean? It's kind of stealing from the casinos.
Yeah, I know.
It's for Jesus.
That's the only card counter expert you could find is a Christian?
I had two of them, and one of them didn't answer.
So. One of them's really famous.
Oh, there was a famous
one of them's multi-millionaire.
One of them got in touch with you.
One of them didn't return any of my calls
Garrett,
or emails.
And one of them will get the rewards in the afterlife.
Correct.
So I think it's a big difference.
Yeah.
The FBI agent who shot Ibram Grim Todashev, who was supposedly a friend of the Boston bomber.
Oh, yes, down in Florida, right? Yeah.
He was unarmed, and he was blown away by these two FBI agents. And when it happened, I said, that's odd. I mean, the guy's all the way down in Florida.
That was a really weird story. You remember that?
They're saying now that the agent, Aaron McFarlane, who shot and killed this guy, during a 5-hour interview, they were there for 5 hours before they shot him.
Right.
They discovered that this guy, when he was in the Oakland Police Department, was involved in several controversies.
The guy that they shot, that the FBI
that
shot?
He shot. The shooter, the cop, who became an FBI agent.
Oh, he was.
Here's what's weird. He was in several police brutality problems down in Oakland.
How could he become an FBI agent?
I don't know.
You think
Weird,
the FBI
huh?
would know that he was a problem officer out in Oakland?
Yeah.
When they do a background check on a new candidate coming into the FBI with Hoover.
The lawyer in San Francisco who sued the policeman, McFarlane, on behalf of Michael Cole, who accused McFarlane and other officers of beating him. He says, I can't believe that after the FBI checked him out, a man we sued 10 years ago and had numerous problems, went on and is having a career with the FBI.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about either.
It's like, getting caught for child molestation and then getting a job in a high school.
Oh, by the way, he lost the cases. They had to pay the guys for the beatings. They paid the guys off. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I don't know. And then they're arresting 3 kids that were friends with the youngest bomber.
Right.
And they went and got his backpack. Now, here's the weird thing. The young kid is going to say he didn't know his brother had, listen to this one. He didn't know his brother had explosives in the backpack. He thought they were going to do a prank. And the way they're going to prove it is the backpacks that the young kid had, they had fireworks in them. They didn't have bombs in them. Did you know that? His brother had the bombs that he made at his home out of the pressure cookers. Crock pots, whatever it was. But the young guy is going to claim that he had fireworks in his, which he did. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's why they're saying.
Did he have that backpack with him all the way up until when they caught him?
Yeah.
You know, like
no, he put it down.
When he was in the boat.
No, he put it down.
Oh,
that backpack was blown up. That was blown up. But the other
there were 2 bombs that went off, and then there was.
I don't know that.
2 bombs went off, and then and then that third backpack,
and the distance apart too. So.
Yeah. Go. All right.
Yeah, I think the picture is them as both of them walking around with backpacks, and then both of them leaving without backpacks.
Well, the young kid's going to say he had fireworks in his.
Wow, the one that lived didn't do it. What a shocker.
Yeah, and his buddies that are going to be indicted for hiding evidence, they caught them with backpacks. They had fireworks in them, and they said they belonged to whatever it is, to Razazar or whatever. Hey, look, just because they're from wherever they're from, they should be hung. You wake up in the morning and you need some pot.
Yes.
You need some pot.
Mm-hmm.
So you call 911.
Of course.
And you find out from the police. Garrett, do we have the 911 call where you get the pot? Where you get the pot from?
People are so idiotic.
That's unbelievable. But my pizza's no good, 911.
Yeah.
They didn't give me ketchup, 911.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it?
I got AIDS. 911. He's got AIDS.
Garrett, do you have it? Do you have the audio of the 911? Where can I buy some? Oh, I sent it to you.
I got it.
Here we go. Yeah, I do. You quit laughing.
He sent it.
I did send it. Yeah, quit laughing.
Hi, where can I get some marijuana?
Excuse me?
Where can I buy some marijuana this morning?
Do you realize that you called the police department?
No, I didn't. That's very interesting. Well, let me ask you the same question. It's a legitimate question.
Which question is that?
Where can I buy some marijuana this morning?
I would have no idea, sir.
You would have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sounded like Philip Seymour Hoffman, didn't it?
Yeah.
They just hang up and that's it? They don't further investigate?
Oh, well, they know where they...
what are they going to get him for?
I don't know.
Asking for marijuana?
Yeah.
May 8th, 2014, 17 hours, 43 minutes, 23 seconds.
That's related.
I'm not standing here. What are they going to do about my people? I have nothing.
Hello?
What about my money? I don't have nothing.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Gaston County Communications?
Yes, I'm down here at 12 ways by Gas Memorial. I want to make a report. I'm down here. These people took my money. They gave me $1,000,000 sauce. I thought it was pizza sauce. And I got an officer down here telling me shut up all in my face and everything. Can you please send a cop down here?
And you're where?
Did that say?
I'm down here 12 way across. What's this address? Where we at? On Cox Road. And I need to make a report. I can call Action 9 so I can have my report ready.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, yeah.
What's your name?
My name is...
And the phone number you're calling from?
Wow.
I'm down here 12 ways.
What's that number?
Nice. I don't know this. What is this? I mean, my phone not picking up.
Ma'am, we ask just to make sure that everything's right. You want everything right, correct?
Well, she got a pizza with marijuana on
I think it's 12.
No, she did not.
Okay. What is the phone number you're calling from, ma'am?
Is that why I heard marinara?
Yeah, marijuana.
Oh, the pizza had marijuana on it?
Yeah, so the pizza place
I couldn't understand a word.
Sorry.
I couldn't understand it either.
But yeah, she ordered a pizza and she got the wrong sauce on top, and it was topped with a bag of marijuana on top of the pizza.
Oh, they were selling pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Because she used whatever the password was.
Right.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah,
because when you use the password,
Marianne.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he said
I want marinara on it.
Yeah, I want marinara, motherfucker.
Yeah. Why would you call 911?
Yeah.
Dear Jay, for many years people have been telling me that we look alike.
Oh, God.
I'm a tennis pro and a radio show host. Mm-hmm. And people have said that I've looked like Carla's boyfriend forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I had a guy come up to me in Vegas and beg for a picture and your autograph. I am a fan. I do a Sunday night sports show on Mile High Sports Radio in Denver.
Mile High.
I would like a couple of photos. I'd like you to come on. Christina, did I send you the picture of the guy? I believe I might have sent it to everybody.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, he kind of looks like me. See the guy?
Maybe
Andy
40
Zoden?
years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a younger Jay Thomas. Sure. Sure.
A little bit.
It's the eyes, right?
Oh, I like his eyes.
You're an idiot. You know what? That's the biggest complaint I get is that's illegal what you do. You're not supposed to say anything, and you really aren't. No, it is.
What's illegal?
Everything you do is gay thing. Don't do it. Stop it. Just be normal. You know, I wish you were still in the closet. I wish you were still in the closet.
Well,
so Christina booked this guy, and I want to find out what it's been like to look like me for his whole life.
Really?
I want to find out.
It's against the law.
What's that?
That's going to be the best interview you've ever done.
Should we rebook Jay Thomas, who does a radio show in North Carolina too?
Yeah.
Or North
Here's
Dakota.
a guy that looks like me, and he's going to be interviewed by me because he looks like me.
By the way, I've given a lot of people
Whatever Kevin says
advice.
is illegal.
A lot of advice.
Says illegal things all the time. It's wrong.
If you were on any normal channel and you started doing all your gay stuff, people go, "You
would be
can't
against
get
the
on
law."
women." What about when people try and kiss women or Joe Namath got in real trouble? Said, "I'd like to kiss you." You can't do heterosexual stuff. It's unethical. So stop with the gay stuff. Just be normal. Just be a normal person.
I'm a normal person.
It disgusts people.
It does. It does. People are disgusted.
I've given people movies that I like very much, and sometimes they watch them, sometimes they complain. I'm going to give you not one, not two, but three movies that are absolutely they're awful. And I've tried to watch all three of them, and they make tons of money, and the writers and directors or the actors and the whatever. It's Ethan Hawke. And this woman from France and this guy, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. The three biggest pieces of shit I've ever tried to sit down and watch. I have no idea why people find them interesting. Christina, have you ever tried to watch these movies, these relationship? Oh, my God. They are absolutely awful.
Well,
and they get incredible reviews, and they've made tons of money, and they win awards. They're unwatchable. They're absolutely. It's just talking about their bullshit relationships. You know, it's like going to an AA meeting and you're not a drunk. You know? It's true. I've been to AA meetings and pretended I was a drunk. They're boring as shit.
Try to get laid?
No, I just thought I wanted to stand up and say, "Hi, I'm Jay, and I'm an alcoholic."
You just wanted to do that?
I did a long time ago, yeah.
Kate went to an AA meeting with her aunt, who's an alcoholic, and then
I didn't think you could take anybody with you.
And the woman said, "Do you want to say anything?" And she goes, "No." Because I'm 14. I'm not an alcoholic, all right? Bunch of old bags.
Why did the aunt take her to the meeting?
Because she's, that's what she does.
Not right?
Yeah.
She's not right?
Well, she's right. She's a good lady. But,
is she a drunk?
She's an AA, yes.
She's a drunk?
Yes, she's a drunk.
Is that your sister or your ex-sister-in-law?
That's my ex-sister-in-law. Thank you.
Who cares?
You got AIDS.
Once you leave that part of the family, if you hear about them all, dying in a house fire, who cares? You think I check up on my ex-wife's family?
I know you do.
Hey, how's Patty doing? How's Biff?
Well, if you had children with your ex-wives, you probably would.
I did.
Well, you did, yes, and then
it's not the same.
Gave him away.
It's a different story. It's not the same.
Yeah. In Washington State, farmers are feeding their pigs marijuana, the leaves and the stems. They've gained an extra 20 to 30 pounds.
Nice.
They have the munchies.
I might start eating meat again.
Christina, the woman's name is Susanna Gross, Gross, in Washington State.
Get him on the show.
She's feeding the pigs marijuana. Now, I know it's legal, but if those pigs leave the state, can you eat marijuana-infused pork?
Well, it depends on, like, that like, I just bought, like, a hemp soap the other day, but, like, all these products that are made with hemp, you don't get high off them. But I think I think if you were feeding the pigs, the hogs, the stems and the leaves and all, I think that would be ingested, and you might be able to get high from the pork. Yes, absolutely.
Well, be delicious. Absolutely delicious. Yeah. Let's go to Bob, who's in Missouri. Bob, is everybody, all men kissing men there in Missouri and enjoying their time in the sun with Michael Sam kissing men? You're doing that constantly?
Oh, this area is extremely conservative. I don't know.
No. Suppose you wore your Mizzou jersey and went and kissed a man. What would happen in your area?
You'd probably get a baseball bat in the back of the head. I don't know.
There you go. All right, Bob. We only have like 40 seconds.
Arrested.
What do you want to say? Bob of Missouri. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you if you saw that Meryl Streep flick, August Osage County. It was painful to watch.
No, I liked it, and it was from a great play. So you just don't. It's about women, Bob. You'd never like it.
Yeah, you don't
never.
get it, Bob.
You're not.
You don't get it, Bob. You don't get it, Bob. You don't get it.
Come out of the closet, Bob.
The only men in it leave the movie and like leave. They leave. They actually go away. You don't know where they go. Sam Shepard's in it, and then all of a sudden he's gone. He's like not there anymore. All right. Hey, Bob.
Chris Cooper did Grace, and it was hilarious. So. All
right. See you later. Bye-bye.
The Jay Thomas Show.
They have spent untold amounts of money to bring the top-notch entertainment to Sirius XM.
Jay Thomas.
Afternoon. Indy. Sirius XM 104.
So when you go to Las Vegas, we read the books, and take a hit on a 12 if the dealer's got a 13 or under a 16 or whatever. All these little rules you do and all that. And, you hope everybody plays properly and plays by the rules and everything else. And then you have these card counters. And I have a doctor who's a card counter, and he's not allowed at a lot of casinos. He just can memorize all the cards. He's not so much a card counter. He's just a brilliant guy. And then apparently Ben Affleck is a card counter, and they even think maybe he works with others. Now here he is, a gillionaire guy, and he, I consider card counting cheating. I think you go to a thing, it's called gambling. You're supposed to take the chance and everything else. And card counting, in my estimation, is cheating. And I think that people that cheat should be condemned to hell. So let's go to Colin Jones, Christian card counter. You like that intro, Colin? Do you love that?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So, Colin, all kidding aside, go to blackjackapprenticeship.com. What is card counting, and is it illegal, or is it just like in-house illegal?
And what does God think of it?
Yeah, all those questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's legal because you're just using your brain.
Right.
You're basically keeping track of the ratio of what kinds of cards have already come out, and that dictates what kind of cards are still going to come out. And so, when you have the slight advantage over the house, as opposed to when the house has the slight advantage over you. So,
and they know when they have an advantage over you, don't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, they have the advantage over you when you start out, but there's a time when there's a lot of high cards left that actually the player gets the advantage. It's the only game in the casino that happens with. And so, if you exploit those often enough, then you can actually win a little bit of money.
So when I'm playing, and I don't have the attention span that you guys have, and Garrett, you play blackjack too, right? We played together. Yeah. If a bunch of, let's say it's a 3-deck deal, if a whole bunch of face cards has come out, and I've been sitting there for 45 minutes or whatever, I'm pretty sure that not a lot of face cards are coming, but I'm playing by the rules, and so okay, I'll take a hit no matter what. But is that something that you guys do, that you'll just see a whole bunch of face cards and tens coming out big time, and there's probably not a bunch of face cards coming out, so you'll take a hit that would go against the rules?
You mean against basic strategy?
Strategy, yeah. Against basic strategy.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, we don't. It's not as loose as that. We know exactly, the exact time at which you're going to change how you play, and the exact time you're going to change your bets. So, there's kind of a really precise way of doing it, but that's the idea.
So you have low cards 2 through 6 are assigned a value of, let's say, +1.
Yeah.
And then 10 through the king gets a -1 because that's not a great card. And then 7, 8, and 9, they get a 0.
Yeah.
And then where do you put an ace in that? An ace is either a
-1. Usually, I mean, the card counting system we use, ace is -1. The idea is the 10s and the aces are the cards that you really want. So you give them a -1 because that means if they've already come out, then you've already missed out on the cards that you really want. So that's how it works.
And so how many guys do you now you call yourself a Christian card counter. Why would you have to label yourself that? I mean, you can be a Christian if you...
I didn't put that label on myself. There's a documentary about the Blackjack team that me and a buddy started, and we ran for a long time. And kind of the unique angle that they used to promote the documentary is that we found a lot of people that joined our team were friends from church. So that was kind of the unique value to this documentary. But I didn't go around way to get backed off and say, hey, you backed off Brother Colin, you backed off a Christian card counter. That wasn't a label I used.
Now, when you say backed off, does that mean that the pit boss has come to you and said, I think you're card counting? I mean, how do they confront you?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is they rarely say, I think you're card counting. They usually say, your game is too good for us, which is what they said to Ben Affleck. They didn't, that's as a story I heard.
And they can ask you to leave if your game is too good for them?
Yeah, and they rarely ask you to leave.
Yeah.
They'll do exactly what they did to Ben, which is, they'll say you're welcome to play any other game because they know you can't really beat any other game.
Right.
So you're welcome to play any other game, but you're too good at blackjack. We're going to have to ask you to stop playing. If they really are irritated, then they'll say you're no longer welcome to play any games, or you're no longer welcome on our property. And that's happened to me where they say I'll be trespassed if I come back on their property.
Wow.
Well, now, what are the laws like in
they
Atlantic?
can refuse service to you then?
Well, all the states, now have casinos almost, Indian casinos and all.
Yeah.
Well, could you sue a casino and say, I'm just playing the game and it's not is it a pure science, Colin? I mean, are you exactly sure and positive that you've counted perfectly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Science. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of the beautiful thing about it. A poker player only knows they're a good poker player after enough years of winning money. A blackjack player, you can know that you're a winning player just by observing if the person makes the correct decisions every time, regardless of if they won or lost that day. That's kind of the beautiful thing about it. It's so pure.
And it makes no difference how, let's say an old lady is playing crazy or a drunk guy is playing ridiculous, and hitting 17s and 18s and acting crazy. It makes no difference. Like, let's say he hits an 18 and a face card comes out.
Yeah.
You just put that into your head.
That doesn't matter. If the players are hitting 21s, that doesn't affect you because it really has to do with, the dealer has a set of rules they have to follow every time, and then you make the proper playing decisions to kind of keep the casino's advantage really small, and then you just raise your bets when you have the advantage.
So everybody who does it has to have almost a photographic memory.
No, that's not true.
Really?
I have a terrible memory, but you have to learn how to get the system down. So you're only remembering stuff for a couple seconds because you're constantly updating this count, and you're saying it's 7, it's 6, 5, 3. You're updating it every few seconds. So you just have to remember what it was 2 seconds ago. And
I can do that.
Well, you know what? Say that again. Because I would give some numbers. Here's the problem. I've already forgotten the numbers already. So the thing would come out, and 2s through 6 come out, and so I go +1. Then a couple of kings come out, and I go -1. Now I'm down to 0. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a 7 and a 9 comes out. I'm still at 0.
Yep.
What does that tell me about the next card that's coming if I've got a 14 in my hand?
Well, it's gonna tell you two things. One, it's going to tell you if you should follow basic strategy or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, it's going to tell you, if you're better off hitting or standing in that situation, and it's going to tell you if you should raise your bets or not. If you're at 0, you shouldn't raise your bet because the casino still has the advantage at 0.
Okay, so if I count up and I go, oh, I'm at +3,
yeah,
is that that's when I raise my bet?
It depends. I mean, there's a lot of factors. It depends on the rules the casino's offering, how many decks they're playing with, how far into the shoe you are. But yeah, we call it a true count. Is like the count relative to the number of decks left. When that gets above 1, that's when the player gets the advantage. So if it was 3 and there's only a deck left, then yeah, you're going to be raising your bets.
Now, when you go to Vegas, what are the casinos that still just use either a deck or 2 decks? Are they downtown in the old Vegas?
No, I mean a lot of the casinos offer some double deck games and some shoe games that are 6 or 8 decks all over.
Yeah, I know, but you don't want a 6 or 8 deck, do you? You don't want that.
Oh yeah, totally. That's where we made most of our money at 6 and 8 deck games.
Garrett, do you still play? You still go to Vegas once a year and play?
No, I haven't. I've
did you ever
lost
try
like 4
to count
years in a row, and I couldn't take it anymore.
Okay.
I've tried. So I've done like the 3 deck, and I try to count, and then I bet big when the number gets pretty high, and I'll lose or something. And then I get all. I don't have the bankroll.
You're not counting correctly
to stay in it and keep doing it and make it work.
No, now Ben Affleck was ejected at the Hard Rock, and he was sitting
Blackjack.
Yeah, and he was sitting next to his wife, Jennifer Warner, and is it Warren? Jennifer Warren? Is her
Elizabeth Warren.
No, Jennifer
Garner.
Right?
Jennifer Garner.
Garner. I'm sorry.
Jennifer Garner.
So Jim, they go, and she said that she went to Vegas with Ben because she knows he wins and loses hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she was watching and being bored and annoyed. This is from people in the casino. And Ben is playing for about an hour, and the pit boss starts making phone calls. And then security came down. They confronted him. And Jennifer Warner was taken aback and didn't quite understand. It was almost like she didn't get what he was doing. He was told he needed to leave and was escorted out. And before he left the table, he grabbed a ton of chips and he put them in a satchel. And she left, was really pissed, seemed embarrassed and ashamed, and when he got outside, went on a bitch attack and told him he needed to quit gambling. These are from people that were there. That's pretty wild. He carries his chips out in a satchel. Sounds like he won to me.
Yeah,
Colin.
Sure he won.
Right?
They didn't want him to win anymore.
Yeah. You're allowed to have a satchel at the table?
Yeah, you can use a fanny pack if you want.
By the way, can you write down numbers like a guy like me? Can I write numbers?
You can at baccarat and you can at roulette because there's, whatever just happened doesn't affect the next. But not at blackjack. They'll never let you do that.
Yeah.
I always see the Asians at the big baccarat table with big lists. Yeah. And they're guessing either dealer or player, right? Now, do you believe those odds work if a dealer wins 10 in a row or something like that?
No, that doesn't. It's an independent event every time. So if I flip a coin and it's heads, you have no idea what the next flip's going to be. It's still 50-50.
Colin Jones, go to blackjackapprenticeship.com, and his group of card counters, Christian or not, it says here that you've won close to $3.5 million over 5 years. Is that a number you put out?
Yeah, that's what our team did. Yeah.
Wow. And you just split it up and pay your taxes, and then where are you going to play next? Does anybody know where you're going?
Oh, I don't really play much anymore, but yeah, we played all over the country, played a bit in Canada. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, go to Canada.
And so now what do you do for money? You sell the classes on how to do it.
Yeah, I've got rental properties and run some websites.
Meth labs?
Wow.
You do any of that stuff?
No meth lab yet.
Okay.
No.
So why did you stop? Can you play the Indian casinos in Washington or Vancouver? Or did they allow you in?
I don't think I could play anywhere in Washington where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I could find some places if I really wanted to. But, I got into it at 22, and it was just sort of sounded like a fun thing to try, and then it kind of exploded and, turned into a profitable thing. But it wasn't something I wanted to do forever. So it was fun while we did it, but it reached a point where it felt like a grind and wanted to stop doing it.
Well, the famous player, Phil Ivey, has been accused of cheating. Was he caught, Garrett, or was he just accused?
No, I believe
cheating?
He's being sued by the casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was card counting?
No, he wasn't cheating. He was.
Well, he's a poker player, right? He's a poker player.
Yeah, he was playing baccarat, and he was able to tell inconsistencies in a few of the cards at the baccarat table. And
right.
When that card would come out, he knew what it was going to be, which is completely the manufacturer's and the casino's responsibility. It's not his responsibility to not exploit that. And so he did it in the UK a few years ago for like 10 million pounds, and then he just did it in AC a while ago. There's no way they're going to win that case, the casino.
Now, wait a second. So a card would come out, let's say it's a 9, and he would see something on the card that
on
was...
the back. Yeah.
Wow. Was it something he noticed? He noticed a pattern different on different... And it was true of all the decks?
It was kind of like it was a marked card, but nobody knew about it?
It wasn't marked. It was the manufacturer,
But the manufacturer, so it was... But he noticed it, and it was in every deck.
Yeah, and it's incredibly difficult to do. But
That's like Back to the Future.
How did he find that out? Who told him?
Yeah, I would love that.
Some of these poker players are really bright guys that are looking for, opportunities to have the edge. And
that's a great edge. I would be there all night doing crack and coke, staying up, winning.
Could he use that edge in a poker game, or do they use different cards?
I suppose he could in a poker game, but I think the cards are moving pretty quickly. With baccarat, you can sit there and you can stare at the cards for as long as you want.
I'd love to stare at it.
But I feel like in poker, people just put their cards down on the table and like put a chip over it or something. You could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I suppose it's possible.
Who knows?
I have a buddy who's a great card player, and we walk into the room, and he stands for a long time in the big card room. And he looks around and he can see not television pros, but just the pros that are in the room that are going to fleece the fish that are in from out of town. And he says, I don't want to sit at those tables. And then he waits, and finally he sees a table where he thinks he'll get a totally fair game or he can win. And he sits down, and I don't know how he does it, but he seems to know what everybody has. And there's, you put the, what do you call it in the middle? You put the cards in the middle of the river. Is that it? In the river?
The flop. Yeah, it's like
the flop. Yeah. He sees those cards.
The flop.
How do these poker players, these are guys that I know, how do they seem to know, or generally seem to know what everybody has in their hand, or what the odds are of what he's got winning the hand? That's a puzzle to me.
That's with Texas Hold'em, there's a whole bunch of betting rounds. You bet before the flop, then again after the flop, and after the turn and after the river. Each one of those opportunities is giving players information based on how people are betting. If someone's betting a lot before the flop, then you can assume that they've got a good hand themselves. If they're, if everything changes after the flop, then they didn't get a card that they were looking for. It's all just gathering information.
Well, when I play poker, I'm one of these. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, man. I raise you $1. That's what I do. Yeah, baby.
Who knows?
I'm all in. 100 pennies. I'm all in. All right. Hey, Colin Jones, go to blackjackapprentice.com, the Christian card counter. And now, will Ben Affleck listen to his wife, or will he listen to the casino? Has anybody seen him around, Colin? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's a bright guy, so more power to him.
He's going to continue to gamble.
Are you married, Colin?
I am.
You do what your wife says?
I do what my wife says.
You bet your ass you do. You're damn right. Okay, good. Thank you, Colin. Colin Jones, thanks very much. I appreciate it. BlackjackApprenticeship.com. Wow, that's pretty cool. You know. Now, Kevin, have you ever been a gambler? I don't think so. You're too nervous.
A little bit, yeah. I can mix it up.
You gamble when we saw you at Yonkers, right? You were at the table,
yeah, a little bit,
or the slots, or whatever.
Yeah.
Did Ira bring that out in you? Did you feel like you had to experience it?
Like today, matter of fact, I bought a $2,500 a week for life, one of those $5 tickets, and I won $30.
Ooh, congratulations!
Yes.
Big deal.
Well, now, wait a minute now. When you're gambling, like you're at the blackjack table, and you get a really good hand, you do what you do on the radio and turn everything into a gay moment, like, ooh, oh.
Can I borrow your chapstick?
Ooh.
Blow on these dice for good luck.
Let's go to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo in Pennsylvania. Hello, Mo of Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Hey there, Jay. How's it going?
Pretty good. Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hey, I just wanted to know if it would help any if you listen to that song, Kenny Rogers, the gambling song, if that helps any. What was that song?
You know when to show them, know when to fold them, know when to show them.
Would that help any? Would that help any?
Sure, yeah, it helps me, right?
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Always
it helps
that.
It helps me say to Garrett, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Turn that stupid fucking song off.
Oh, I like that song.
Yeah, I like
it reminds
that
me
song
of Ira.
There's only one thing I like about Kenny Rogers.
His
one,
facelift?
I liked when he first started, and
in the
he
first
was
edition.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. What condition? My condition is in. Pom, pom, pom. That I like. And I loved his fried chicken places.
Today,
I love them.
It was Dolly Day at Sirius XM. Dolly Parton.
Oh my God!
And Kenny Rogers calls in. And talks to Dolly, and it is, to die for.
Wow!
Everybody has to check out that town hall.
Now I wish you'd gone up to Dolly.
I couldn't get anywhere near Dolly. Are you kidding me?
You want to hear something?
They're going to throw me down.
Dolly Parton.
Put one of those things.
Dolly Parton. By the way, here's a movie for you to rent out there. It's called something Talk. Some movie I did with her. Straight Talk. And Dolly was wonderful. Dolly did my show. And then, you're going to love this one. Dolly was in the bathroom at an airport. My wife at the time goes into the bathroom, washes her hands, and her wedding ring and her engagement ring goes down the toilet.
Your wife
down the sink. Not the toilet.
Why would was she losing weight?
No, my wife saw Dolly Parton in the bathroom.
Oh,
got excited and was washing her hands, and the ring flips in the air.
Oh dear!
And we're waiting for the plane to leave, like it's going to leave in 45 minutes. And goes down into the sink, and it's in the whatever that plumbing thing is at the bottom. What do you call that?
The
thing?
U-joint.
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm mad at my wife. Here comes Dolly Parton. And Dolly Parton orchestrated getting a plumber from the airport and opening that thing up and getting my wife's engagement ring out in a timely manner. When
And she wrote a song about that. I remember that's a great song that she wrote about finding the wedding ring.
Yes.
In the U-joint.
And then years later,
that's a big song.
Got it. She saw me again and said, "Oh my God, I have your 8x10 glossy in my room." Yeah, that's how Dolly Parton. Let's go to Jimmy, who was in New York. Jimmy, what do you do for a living?
Jimmy.
What gainful employ do you have? What do you do?
Hi, Jay. Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
I clean festivals. Not really a glorious job at all. It's kind of disgusting.
So you stick the hose in there, and all of the gaseous stuff comes out. How do you take that smell?
I take it because I have to feed my family. I didn't get a good education. I know I screwed up in life, and this is what I have to do. and your show helps me through it. I get a lot of laughs from your show and a lot of shows on Sirius Satellite, but you guys help me get through my day, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's so
well,
beautiful.
now, wait a minute.
Thank you.
I've wanted to do this. You know, it'll be like it's 100 degrees out here in California.
Oh, we're so sorry,
and I'll see
Jay.
these guys working on a roof, you know, with the tar, and it's really hot. And I want to stop sometimes, Jimmy, and roll the window down and go, "You should have studied in school," and then
You're
drive
absolutely
off.
right. Absolutely. I should have.
All right.
You're right.
Now,
Can
what
I ask
about
you a
your
question?
kids? How many kids do you have?
I have a stepdaughter and a regular daughter. She's 4 and
A regular daughter.
Yeah. Jimmy, if you wrote a book, we would have you on, people would publish it, and the book's gotta be, "My life is shit, but I love it." Something like that. You gotta write a book about driving a cesspool truck.
Yeah,
that'd be a great movie.
Absolutely. Because you sound like a sweet guy. People would love to interview you. You're an everyman. You're going to say, you know, I should have studied, and now I'm doing the best for my family. And the whole. Do you ever tell your wife this food tastes like shit? You ever say that to her?
No, I get my ass kicked.
All right. Right.
Can I ask you another question about
Sure. Sure.
The thing going on with the gay football player.
Yes.
People are saying a lot of people are saying, and I respect it and I understand it. Whatever happens behind closed doors is their own business. And Kevin, would you agree with that? Because he is gay and everything, and people are making a big outrage about that.
Yes. So whatever happens behind closed doors is your business. Yes.
Okay, keep that in mind. My question to you guys is this: I'm not a smart man, and I don't agree what Sterling did talking racist, but didn't he do that behind closed doors?
Yes. We said that. We've all said that. That, you know, he shouldn't have been taped. The woman says he okayed the videoing of his conversation. Did you know that?
But that's not on tape. Nobody's heard that on tape or seen that on tape.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, nobody said that what happened to him is legal or whatever. You know, look, he just got caught. That's all. Now, he could sue that woman. She said a friend did it. He could do all kinds of stuff. It's not going to help him any. He's just in a world of shit.
And he keeps,
people they're outraged about what he said, and I agree. But no one's kind of defended him on the fact that it's, I mean, on your show, you had some little tidbits here and there, but the news media, it's just horrible the way they treat people. Not just this. There's other cases as well. And again, I'm not a smart man. I think you should have a fucking fight.
I want you to stop saying you're not a smart man. You are. I want you to stop that. I want
pretty
you to stop
smart
being,
to me.
And I want you to stop being insecure.
Size?
I want you to stop being insecure. Here's the deal.
Nice. 32
There are, because when you smell shit all day, you don't feel like eating a lot later. There are a lot of editorials, which people don't read, but there are people saying exactly what you're saying. And then there's another group of people saying that if this guy really is kind of losing it, this young woman knew he was losing it. Nobody knows why she sold that video of him unless she got 500,000. Nobody knows why she sold it or what she did with it.
Who would have paid her that much money, though? CNN?
TMZ.
But TMZ doesn't have that tape. CNN has the tape. So she didn't sell the,
I don't know. What did she get out of it? That's the question. Well, she lost her meal ticket.
She's got publicity. She was able to keep all her jewelry and all. The wife is she's trying to get all that stuff back, but she hasn't gotten it back yet.
No, that tape was TMZ.
That was TMZ. Might have been
CNN has the Donald Sterling interview, but that TMZ had the V Stringer recording.
Oh, they had the original. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
TMZ, you know what? I mean, maybe this guy, Harvey Levin, maybe he pays millions of dollars to get these videos. I mean, I don't know where his budget comes from, but Jimmy, he must be paying for it. And, the guy's caught. That's it. He's just caught. It's
society,
over.
It's just so scary nowadays with society. I'm 41, but just how things are going, it's just so sad.
Well, wait a minute. Let's go back to
41
Bill
and a
Clinton.
32 waist. Nice.
Bill Clinton got this intern who came into his office and never stayed more than, I think, 15 minutes. She got on her knees. She sucked him off. He jerked off in her face. And then he put a cigar up her ass. And she did it and all that. And the economy was great. The presidency was going well. And this woman recorded her phone conversation. And that caused him to be impeached. I mean, it's the same thing. Same deal.
Yeah, he was impeached, but how sad is it? He's still the president because they signed off on not letting him go.
Well, he won the vote. He won the vote. He wasn't.
You know, they say that he was impeached, but he never really impeached.
Excuse me. He was impeached. That's the word. He wasn't convicted.
Words. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Words.
Okay. So
right.
he wasn't
Andrew
impeached.
Johnson, the president after Abraham Lincoln, who was a Southern sympathizer, was impeached, but he wasn't convicted. The term impeach means he's brought up before Congress. That's all it means. Impeachment.
But but what we think impeach means is that you're impeached and you're fired and you're out.
Yes.
By the way, Jimmy, you're a smart man now because now you know the definition of impeach.
I do know it, Jay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Jimmy, send us a picture of you sucking shit out of a cesspool, and I will put it on the front page, a selfie. I'll put it on the front page of jthomas.com, okay?
Oh, dirty
Thank you very much.
I promise that. And Christina will put it on Facebook. I'm not kidding.
All right.
A loyal Jay Thomas listener.
Jay, I had one of those RVs once. I was going cross country with HBO, and I had to empty out the tank. You know, the shit tank. So I open it up.
Yeah.
Open it up. That thing explodes. I'm covered in feces.
Ooh.
And it was.
Why did you ask Jimmy how to stop that?
I didn't even know why I opened it up in the first place. You know. So there was a lot of poop.
Meanwhile, some other NFLers have been asked to comment on the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Castonzo. Anthony Castonzo.
Greek.
Maybe Italian.
That's Greek. This is what he tweeted. Up the butt.
This is what he tweeted. Every force has equal and an opposite force. So if everyone in the world accelerated in the same direction all at once, could we alter Earth's rotation?
Mm-hmm.
Eli Manning, the Giants quarterback.
What did he say?
I'm working on learning a very new offense from my new offensive coordinator, Ben McAdoo. That's all I'm thinking about now.
He's working on a new offense with Ben Me Over? What is it?
No, Ben McAdoo.
I'm sorry. I had my headphones off.
Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo.
Walt in Los Angeles. Are you a Clippers fan, Walt? I hope they win it all.
Clippers.
When you wish upon a star. Hello,
Yeah.
Hello there, Jay.
It's Walt Disney?
Yes.
Hello, Walt Disney.
How the heck are you today on a fabulous day?
Walt, we're wonderful. Thank you, Walt Disney.
Well,
thank you.
I just got to weigh in for 1 second on this whole Donald Sterling craziness. You know, in my time, I've hated those damn Jews my whole life, and no one kicked me out of office. Now they shouldn't do that to Donald Sterling. He's a good man.
All right. I don't believe that's Walt Disney.
Is that his music, please? Is he playing that?
Oh, I love this one. Oh,
yeah.
It's a goodie.
How's your frozen head?
You know, it's not as if he said a joke like, "It stop a black man from drowning."
All right,
Take
get
your
him
foot
off.
Ted.
All right, get him off.
No one ever said that.
Get him off the screen. Get him off. Turn it up, and let's hope we forget. Let's hope we can forget that happened. I don't believe that was a member of the Disney family, even.
It sounded like,
yeah.
Joe Rogan was posting pictures of Walt Disney in Disneyland, and they just photoshopped all the cigarettes out of his hand. But you can see in every picture he's got like 2 fingers together. It's so obvious.
Yeah. He was a really heavy smoker, Walt Disney. Yeah.
They say that's why he died, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, indirectly.
All right. Well, it's the Jay Thomas Show with Kevin Meaney and, of course, the lovely Christina and the entire group. And stay where you are after that horrifying phone call that we're not responsible for. We will be right back.
The Jay Thomas Show.
We're so lonely and bored here.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay.
Afternoons.
On Indy.
Sirius XM 104.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition?
condition was in.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining.
The one that made Kenny Rogers famous.
Yeah.
I found my mind in a brown paper bag, but then...
Congratulations to a pair of 7-year-old Texas boys. They were in a car when a carjacker jumped in the car. They were in the car. They're 7 years old, and their baby brother was in a car seat, a little year and a half old.
Yes.
Luis and Lucius Lozado were in the car along with their infant brother in their parents' driveway. You often wonder what neighborhoods these people are in.
And you start the car up and you leave the kids in the car. You're kind of cooling it down.
Their mother stepped away.
She stepped away.
The thief jumped in and took off. The boys began attacking the man who was driving.
Very good.
Forcing him to pull over and let them out.
Yes.
They were soon reunited. They hit him in the head with the plastic snakes they'd just been given and toys that they'd gotten from, some fast food restaurant. And the mother said, I didn't want to buy those toys for them, but I guess God knew what he was doing. Yeah. Yeah, little boys beating a carjacker with little plastic snakes.
You mentioned
God did it. God did it for her.
That's the bouncy house yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
And I saw images of the bouncy house. It must have been up. It was up. It was so high.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was happened just up here in Fallsburg, New York, just north of the city.
I saw 20 feet in the headline.
Yeah, but in the story, they say that it was definitely at least 50 feet.
Well, the children, the little 10-year-old girl was, holding on for dear life. I mean, why didn't she help the two little kids in there?
You can't. Come on, Jay. What do you mean? She's 10 years old and she's flying.
Hold on to my leg.
Yeah.
You can't.
10 years
you're
old
not.
and she's flying.
You're not
Let me help
that.
you. Let me help you.
It was
Let me help you.
The first time she's ever cursed in her life. She's
really?
like, holy shit, and she's only 10.
Yeah. Oh, my daughter was cursing way before that.
Well, look who her father
is. God damn it.
Now, I'm going to say something you're going to find. Connecticut has passed medical marijuana laws. California, like 17, 18 states. But in Connecticut, you can buy medical marijuana. You can't buy it out of state. That's against the law. And there are no pharmacies in the state. So if you have a medical marijuana card, you go to a street corner and you find a dealer. You show him your card, and he sells you the marijuana. And if you are caught later with the marijuana, you just show the cops your card, and you won't get arrested. But the guy in the corner is selling it illegally. That's unbelievable.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
So the person that you're buying the marijuana from on the corner is just a regular drug dealer, just a regular guy that sells pot. This guy that I buy pot from, I could buy it. I could get the card, but then I could buy the pot from him, or go into Washington Square Park and say, they go, weed, you want some weed? And I go,
people
no, I don't
are
want
trying
your
to
weed.
They're trying to open dispensaries.
No, sir.
But owners of the buildings say zoning laws won't allow them to open it, so no one's allowing people to open dispensaries. So it says here that Angela Fiorini can buy from a street corner dealer, but and it shows her in a shitty neighborhood.
She's got MS or something.
Yeah, something terrible.
She's in a wheelchair.
Something. She's buying it.
I get my weed. I gotta get my weed.
And in the middle of a bust, the dealers are carted away along with other people. She flashes her card to let her
Not
go.
me. I ain't got medical marijuana card.
Well, no, she didn't look like she's in that kind of shape.
Well, she might be.
You know what someone's going to start saying? You're acting like Jay Thomas. I sent you guys the picture of me in Mad Magazine. Did you get it?
Oh, my God. That was hysterical. That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
1996, Mr. Holland's old puss. Put it up there.
I tell you,
I said this a week or so ago, but it still drives me nuts. Officials in Portland, Oregon, are emptying a 38 million gallon reservoir. 38
because
million
somebody,
gallons.
a kid peed in it, right?
Yeah, it's the second time they've done it.
Was it a black kid?
No. It's enough to fill 57 Olympic swimming pools. That's how much
Donald
it's in.
Sterling would definitely have that emptied if it was a black kid.
It's the second time it's happened. One guy says they're emptying it because somebody peed in it. Hell, during the summer, I see dead animals in there.
Yeah. I shit in that reservoir once.
No, but 38 million gallons.
I know.
In a drought. We're having droughts all over the West.
It's just a waste. It really is.
Well, I'm sure the urine has dissipated.
Of course it has. Listen, it's just urine. It's water. You can drink your own urine. Indians do it every day. Sanjay Gupta, come on. Come on, have my urine. Come on, take a sip.
A Muslim man from British Columbia boarded a bus on his way home from a local mosque.
Can you get him as a guest, Sanjay Gupta?
He noticed a barefoot passenger whom the other riders were avoiding. He promptly removed his shoes and socks and offered them to the man.
Oh.
Then he got off the bus barefoot a few blocks later, and people said, "What did you do?" I felt badly for the guy. He asked not to be identified, but Islam teaches that acts of charity should remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, it's only a 2-minute walk to my home. I thought I could give him my shoes. Moments later, the bus exploded. Last part's not true.
Last God, thank God.
Last part.
God, that would have been terrible.
That was you know what? I'm going to have a new thing called Good for Muslims. That's my new thing. Good for Muslims. Here's a new one.
I like it.
Yeah. You're on the cutting edge. Always have been.
In Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm. Abu Dhabi.
They're now going to put an electronic indicator that points toward Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
So while Muslims are flying, they'll know which way to bend down to pray.
Mm-hmm. Very good. In Abu Dhabi.
The first time it was used, 2 people kicked the Muslims in the butt while they were praying. Last part of that's not true.
Yeah. Okay, that's...
If I'm in a plane and a guy gets down next to me and he starts praying, I'm going to put my feet on his back like he's an ottoman.
Yeah, I don't have this tolerance. This religious tolerance, I'm done with it. Done.
But you want people to think it's okay for gay marriage. That's what I like.
That's not religion. That's not a religion, okay? That's freedom, okay? That has nothing to do with worshiping, and it's all this religion that is condemning it, because the Lord says this and the Bible says that. The Bible doesn't say any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It does not.
Thou shalt not lie down with the same.
Does not say do not blow.
And yet let that woman bleed upon the dirt of the filth. Carl of New Jersey, you say that I'm incorrect about Connecticut, then why did I read that story about people not being able to get pot?
Yes, Carl, please tell us.
Maybe
tell it.
I work out in New Britain. I drive a truck up here, and down the street to CVS, up the other end of the street to Walgreens. They're pharmacies.
No, you idiot. Get rid of him. Get rid of the idiot. I hate it.
He's seen pharmacies in Connecticut, Walgreens, and probably a Duane Reade, and all those different kinds of pharmacies. What are you talking about, Jay?
Can you imagine you can't get pot? By the way, children are being named. Of course, they're being born. This is when they're being born in the spring, like animals.
Mm-hmm.
A record number of American babies are being named after guns. Well over 1,000 babies have been named Colt.
Mm-hmm. I like
666 were
also
named.
A good porno name, Colt.
Remington. Colt's a gun. Remington.
Remington's another good porno name.
200 kids have been named Ruger. That's the name of a company that makes guns. after the gun maker Strum Room. And the number one name has nothing to do with a gun.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Noah.
It is. Oh. No, Wesson. The number one spot is Noah. For women, it's Sophia. For baby girls.
It used to be Jacob, really right? I think.
Yeah, it was. I have a Jacob.
Yeah. You have a Jacob?
I have a Jacob.
Really? Are you Jewish?
I don't know why we. No, my wife's
Jewish name.
Yeah. Jacob. My wife's Jewish. You didn't know that?
No, it's a nice
name. My wife's
name.
Jewish. I know people are always stunned by that.
Sally's Jewish. Sally's not Jewish.
She's always said she's a Quaker.
Yeah, she's a Quaker.
Well, they left the whatever, and they became Quakers.
You know, you are whatever you want to be on whatever day it is.
No, her dad Jewish, her mother Protestant, and they became Quakers because they wanted to stop the war and all that stuff. And they got always mad at me because I would say, "How's that stopping the war thing going?" I'd say that to them. That'd piss them off. The manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, Ryan Sandberg, ran down to the Shake Shack and grabbed a hamburger at Citi Field.
Oh, my God, I heard about this.
Genius.
Along with some other guys, grabbed a hamburger. 2 or 3 of the other guys bit into it. Mets first baseman Lucas Duda said he smelled the burger and it made him ill.
Made him do what?
Smelling it.
Made him do doo-doo.
Made him doo-doo. Made him doo-doo. Other guys threw the hamburger away. Ryan Sanborn ate the entire burger and has almost had to be hospitalized.
And guess how much weight he lost?
How much?
6 pounds.
Wow.
In 2 days.
Whoa. That must have been a double cheese, double meat burger.
That is a beautiful. When you get, there's nothing better when you get food poisoning and you lose that much weight.
How would you like to go to Dodger Stadium? Would you?
Yeah.
Would you? Or Kevin, would you have sushi at Dodger Stadium?
No,
I wouldn't either.
No.
Would you, Garrett?
I would.
Sushi at Dodger. You would.
I feel like the stadium food has turned a corner, especially newer, bigger stadiums.
Really?
They're sponsored by like A-list.
Yeah, eating raw fish.
The Shake Shack
stadium is not a good idea.
By the way, it's 100 degrees today. Go Dodgers.
How about some of those fresh oysters? Come on, it's a hot day out in the sun. Have some raw oysters.
Don says, I follow you guys on Facebook, and I was thinking, wasn't Kevin Meaney discovered on Star Search? Is that true, Kevin?
That is correct, yes.
Get out of here.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't know that. How did you, with Ed McMahon?
Ed McMahon. And where do you want to go after this, Kevin? I said, I want to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Well, maybe one day you will be. Hello.
Now, wait a minute. Did you win the competition?
No, I won one episode.
Wow.
So I went up against the challenger. I won my heat, and then the next week I lost. I won one episode.
Was that a terrible disappointment to you?
No, it was great. I won a lot of money. My God, I won. I bought my car with that. I bought my 1986 Chrysler LeBaron convertible brown with brown interior. It was beautiful.
Wow.
I was able to put a down payment on it.
People are asking, what has happened to Meg Ryan? She's going to be the voiceover for a show that will be canceled within 13. How I Met Your Mother spinoff is coming soon.
Oh, that's
She's
cool.
going to be the voiceover. Many people say she looks like John Lithgow now. I don't know how that happened.
Because they get the plastic surgery. It's so terrible that they do this, you know?
My wife just had plastic surgery, healed in 2 days, and looks
But she only had like a little bit of a procedure done. Like she maybe had her eyes pulled back or, you know, cheeks.
She had her, she had fat shot into her vagina, everything.
Yeah. Well, she needed that. Because her vagina was so thin.
Yeah, we could.
Louisiana lawmakers are considering legislation that will make the Holy Bible.
She showed it to us when she was drunk.
That's right. She was drunk. She turns upside down. Yeah. She never wears underwear.
We know.
You know what I love about her? I love when she's been drinking. She goes, "Where is my drawers?" I go, honey.
She's like a magician.
I love when
here they are.
I love when Southerners talk about their wife or their husband that they love who's a big drunk. Oh, Ben couldn't find the bathroom last night, so he peed in a planter again. They're so understanding. In Louisiana, they're going to make the Holy Bible the official state book. They're voting on this week.
Really?
The legislature.
How can they do that?
This has been opposed by Democrats. Okay.
Well, of course it is. There's church and state. Yes. There's a separation.
And by the way, not the Catholic Bible.
Oh.
The King James Bible. It will replace the other state book that we had in Louisiana.
Which is the KKK book?
No, 50 Shades of Grey. Is the other state book.
You're funny. You're funny.
Daniel Athens of El Paso, 18 months in jail and a $4,000 fine for urinating on the Alamo itself. He has to clean his pee from the limestone fort.
Oh, God.
The sheriff there in El Paso said this is one of the greatest insults that's ever been perpetrated on the Alamo.
How about the Alamo itself?
I don't know.
So he peed on that guy and the guy who peed into the reservoir. They should be sent up the river, both of them. They're just urinators.
Wow. Cornell University is researching where is the worst place to be stung by a bee.
Oh, I know where.
He systematically pressed insects against his body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Christina, we may have to get this guy on.
Oh, my, okay. I thought that was going to go a different way.
No. We may. Now that I'm reading this, it's Cornell University researcher. Do they say his name? He got the bees on him, and he says if you're stung in the nose or the penis, you're going to want more stings on the penis than on the nose.
Really?
Well, that's what he said.
So the nose is more sensitive than the penis?
In this case, apparently it is.
I bet he, What about your taint?
I'm wondering about the clitoris.
Well, he's a man, so he doesn't have...
I tell you what.
But sometimes,
why don't you get some bees and put them on your
when you wear shorts and sit in the grass... Sometimes things happen that are unfortunate.
What happens when you're in the grass?
Hey, Garrett.
Stung by something.
Hey, Garrett. That's a bee after the old honeypot, isn't it, Garrett?
We can
bee after the honeypot.
He's going to find it? Come on.
Yeah.
All right, well,
No, that's the G-spot.
Can I say this? I never found it.
No shit.
I never found the clitoris.
Yeah, you did.
I never did. Never.
I told you that my...
told you where
my mom and my aunts were talking, and my sister-in-law was pretending she was asleep at our home in our plantation.
Yeah, right.
And my sister, and this is like, I don't know, 30 years ago, whatever, and they were going, "Oh, Kathy, do you know there's a place that if you rub it, something happens?" Oh my God, what? Where is it? Where is it? They had never had their clits rubbed. I think my Aunt Elizabeth had, but the rest of them had never had their clits rubbed.
Oh, God.
Oh. What's the matter, Garrett?
Just thinking your mom's talking about that.
Oh, my God. Rub it again.
I can just imagine sitting and hearing my mom talk.
Tony of Baltimore, where did your wife get stung by a bee? You only have 30 seconds, Tony of Baltimore.
Real quick, well, I took her golfing, and she got stung right between the first and second hole. It was
all right. Get rid of it.
Good.
Get rid of it. Here we go.
Great.
All right.
That was better than I thought it
Oh. Between the first and second hole.
Who's got AIDS?
Oh, you want me to do it now? Okay. All right. You shouldn't be shocked that a man who cheated on his ex-wives also cheats at golf. You're listening to the Jay Thomas Show.
Indy, Sirius XM 104.
Good afternoon, Jay.
Oh, my God.
It's around 78 degrees in California right now.
No, Ira. 100.
100 degrees.
Well, 78 by the water.
Yeah.
That's
70,
right.
78 in here. Where I
That
am.
is right. 100 degrees by the waterfront. You got a heat wave out there.
This comes from fat, silent Jewish writer. When you borrow money from the Hebrew Free Loan Society, you get the money, but you have to have co-signers who agree to pay if you don't pay. You need 2 co-signers for $3,000 and 3 co-signers for $5,000. Well, shit, anybody can get money for that.
Well, Jay, they do free burials. The Free Burial Society.
What do you think of that guy saying all that stuff about the no black people, date that woman, and then Magic Johnson's not a nice person, and then he's a Jew, and Jews do more than black people do for their people? What do you think of all this controversy?
Well,
yeah,
I don't think too much of that. Magic Johnson, I don't like one bit.
Oh, you don't like Magic Johnson?
No, I don't.
Why
You're
not?
a Bird fan, Larry Bird?
I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah.
You ever go to his movie theaters?
Never.
Did you ever play his machine?
Never
let's
played
play
his
what
machine either.
Wait a minute.
Why
let's
don't you
play
like
what
Magic.
Let's play with fellow Jew Donald. His name is Tokowitz. Don Tokowitz.
Don Tokowitz happens to be a real Jewish Hasidic name.
Yeah, here we go. That's it.
This is a wake-up call. We have to educate people.
No, not
okay.
that. Not that. Don Sterling, you idiot. The drop.
Oh, I didn't know that was his real name.
Yeah. There you go. He said that, his real name is Don Tokowitz.
He's got AIDS.
There you go. That's Don Tokowitz.
Mm-hmm.
Changed his name to Sterling. You know.
I like that.
Ira, why don't you change your name to Ira Slots?
I might have to change it, Jay.
Yeah.
To what?
Yeah.
To the slots.
Slotsky.
Would there be a Z at the end of that?
Slotsko.
Yeah.
Jay.
Let's go to Chris in Vermont. Hold on a minute. Yes, Chris, you said you heard something that you think you should tell us about. What is it, Chris?
The last thing they played was Sterling saying he's got AIDS, and then it was followed by your place for the NBA playoffs. Serious.
Yeah. All right, Garrett, stop it. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Garrett, we can't have that. Thank you. Garrett, we can't have that.
What?
Can't play that and then run into the NBA promo. You can't do that. Idiot.
It's promoted.
Yeah, right. What? Exactly. Yes, Ira, what were you going to say?
I will say this.
What?
Pretzels.
That I am not
no
going,
eating in the studio.
No, I'm not
no
eating.
Yes, you're lying through your teeth.
I am not going to Yonkers twice a week. I'm only going there once a week.
Last week, he wasn't going ever again.
Well, you're winning. That's why you're going.
I did what I had to do. Then I walked out within an hour. I got over there 9:30 at night.
Hey, you ever play a Dolly Parton? Dolly Parton has machines.
I know. I played it a few times.
And now, do you have to press one of her breasts to make the thing click? Or how
you ever get double D's?
100 pennies.
Double D. 100 pennies you put in there.
Yes.
Each one of her bras can hold one of her whatever they are can hold 100 pennies.
100 pennies.
Each side.
That's right.
Each side.
Wow.
And sometimes you can hit the bonus on it. Sometimes you can't hit the bonus on it.
Money shot bonus.
Get the boner on it. A bonus.
In Knoxville, Tennessee, authorities have arrested a suspect who walked into a Waffle House with a pitchfork.
He walked in. What did he do with the pitchfork?
Jeffrey Willard Wooten. He's from Tennessee. He actually went to Georgia.
Jeffrey Willard Wooten.
He tried to hold him up with the pitchfork. Held the pitchfork at the woman behind the counter.
Wow.
Said he was going to stab her with the pitchfork. Wow. In Hearn, In Hearn, Texas, officials say it's a very small central Texas town. They voted to fire a police officer who shot and killed a 93-year-old woman during a confrontation at her home. Mayor Ruben Gomez said he would recommend the termination of his officer, Stephen Stem.
He's been in trouble before. He's shot people before. This isn't the first person that he's shot and killed, I think.
He killed Pearlie Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Said she came at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wouldn't put the gun down.
Well, I don't think she had a gun.
No, she did. She had a gun.
She had a gun, too?
Yep.
Well, you got to kill her.
But, you know, you have to kill her.
You got to kill her. I mean,
that's why I say these guns, they're nothing but good, nothing but trouble. Every story you have about a gun, somebody ends up dead.
Well, that's what they're for.
I thought they were for target practice.
No.
And going out and hunting your little rascals that you're going to eat.
Texas will not tell authorities what drug they're going to use to execute a guy, and so they had to stop the execution.
Oklahoma, that is, Jay.
Why don't... No, Texas. No, today it's Texas.
Today's Texas.
Here's the weird part
Texas
of it.
Texas has killed over 500 people. And Oklahoma is 200.
Why don't they have vets put people to sleep? They're great at it. They're great at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I've had dogs, cats put down, everything. They're vets. Dog goes to sleep. It's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wake up. They don't do anything. My wife, after this kind of mean cat she had, but she loved it, they gave the cat the first shot. It looked at my wife, bit her hand, and then it died.
Oh, God.
So it knew she had done something.
I remember my first dog, when I brought him in to get his neutered or spayed. Which one is it for boys? I don't know. Anyway, they...
Neutered.
They had me hold him while they put him under, and I broke down. Like, I was hyperventilating. They had to escort me out. Because I saw...
They were just putting him to sleep?
I know, but he looked dead in my arms, and I couldn't handle it. And then the doctor yelled at the nurse, like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you? Because I didn't ask to be in there. I didn't want to be in there.
Wait
what do they use to kill the dog again?
I don't know.
They use some kind of a...
Hold on, what?
Oh, wait a minute.
Chloroform they use. Chloroform.
I mean, listen, I know that your ex-husband was a bad guy and everything else. But
he wasn't a bad guy.
Okay. Is there a possibility?
Never.
And
he's got AIDS. He's got AIDS.
All right, shut up with that.
If I get a phone call later.
He does not have AIDS, and you need to stop saying that.
Shame.
Crazy old man. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, you crazy old bastard. I mean, I'm sitting here, kind of got the show under control, and then another nut comes in. You know what I'm saying? It's like a balloon with too many holes. I can't control anybody, okay? Friday, I had to fire sushi. I had to fire Shuli on Friday. Fire. Now, I threw his ass
I danced for Shuli today.
Oh, that's great. Now, here's my question.
Love Shuli.
You wept. You're kind of hysterical. You didn't eat very many foods, and you're a bitch and a griper. You're an only child. Could it be that you drove your husband insane and you weren't a good wife?
I mean, some could say that, but I don't think I spent enough time around him to even have that assessment.
You could never do that.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to him. I'm sure I wasn't a pleasure all the time.
Why don't you try to book him?
But there were things.
For the show.
There were things that he just, he and I were way too young and we weren't ready to get married. It wasn't like we had this tumultuous, horrible relationship where we were fighting all the time. We just grew apart instead of together.
But did you get hysterical? Did you cry a lot? Did you get upset?
No, I cried. No. I cried more to myself
Did you
when
ever try
I
to
knew
jump out of the car?
that I didn't want to be married anymore, but I was really nervous about what my family would say because they invested so much.
Yeah.
So I was more nervous and what his family would say because I was, concerned of what they would think of me. So I cried more for that, but I didn't cry at all while we were getting divorced. Not even.
So
he actually said to me when we got divorced, the fact that you're not crying is alarming to me. And I was like, I don't know. I'm
What
over
did
it.
his family? What did his family think of you?
They loved me at first, and then as soon as I said that I wanted a divorce, no, Polish.
Oh,
the second that I said I wanted to get a divorce, and they all turned on me like wolves.
Christina.
Yes.
You can make somebody happy.
Thank you.
You know the best way for her to make someone happy, Ara?
How?
Leave them. She should leave them. That's the best way to make
she
them
would be very, very
better
happy
off
with
alone.
somebody.
2 teams. It's Science Wednesday, by the way. Can you tell?
Oh, yeah.
Science. 2 teams of scientists have published studies showing that blood from young mice reverse the aging in old mice.
Ooh.
Rejuvenating muscles and brain tissue.
I wonder what Richard Gere thinks about that.
I'm extremely excited, said Rudolph Tanzi, professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School. These findings could be a game changer. No, wait a minute. I just have to get blood from my kids, put it into me, and it reverses my aging process?
You would
Is
do
that what
that in a minute.
Wouldn't you do it?
You are going into that. You're going down to that kid's wing tonight, and you're sucking the blood out of their bodies.
I would.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how Dracula lived forever.
Uh-huh.
Suck the blood of the young.
Yeah.
It took them this long to try that? You think you would have tried that early on?
That's what Magic Johnson did, though. He had all his blood changed.
He's got AIDS.
Did it work?
Yes. Well, look at some of these people. Who's the guy that in the Rolling Stones? Keith Richards. He's had all his blood refurbished, new blood. That's right. And that's why.
Well, wait a minute. I'm gonna hold it.
Still smoking, doing heroin.
Hold on a minute.
Everything.
Hold on a second.
Allegedly.
Hold on a second. This was tried before in the 1950s. Yeah, this doesn't look good. The researchers joined rats in pairs and stitched their skin together on their flanks. They stitched the rats together.
Okay.
And after this procedure called parabiosis, blood vessels grew and joined into the other rat's circulatory system, and the blood from the young rat flowed into the old rat and vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
After the rats died, they found that the cartilage of the old rats looked more youthful, and the scientists could not say how the transformation happened.
Okay.
But they co-joined old and young rats.
So now it's even easier. You just take the blood from the young rat and you... Oh, no, stop it, Garrett. Don't show that to me.
Oh, I
what are you
like
showing?
that
What are you
either.
doing?
I don't want to see it.
I can't see that.
It looks like two rats are side by side.
I can't see that. I can't.
Are you showing them stitched together, Garrett?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're stitched together.
Ira, what do you think of that?
Whoa, take that away, Garrett, please.
Take it away,
Oh,
please.
my.
Please, take it away.
I don't like that, Garrett.
Now,
Turn it around.
now, Ira, suppose Christina and Garrett gave you blood to rejuvenate you and make you younger than your years. Would you like to do that? You could probably play slots the next 30 more years.
I would play slots for the next 30 more.
Whose blood would you take? Would you take Garrett's blood or Christina's blood?
I would take Christina's blood.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow, as you
This way
stared
I
right
get
at me.
Very, very rich.
Christina, next time you have your period,
You got
start
it.
saving
I was
your blood
already.
for
I
us.
was already thinking.
Now,
Save your blood,
I
and
already
because I'm going
thought
to take
about it.
some.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be
Yesterday-
infused. What is it, Ira?
Yesterday in this big
I hope
city,
you guys don't fall in love with
Alex Baldwin got himself in real big trouble.
Big trouble.
He was riding a bicycle the wrong way on Fifth Avenue.
That
What do you
is
think
right.
of that? Yeah,
Jay,
crazy.
If
What?
you do things wrong,
Yes.
you will be arrested.
Yeah.
And this
Right.
is what happened to him.
Yeah.
Now, wait, would you say that again, please? If you do things wrong,
If you
what
do
happens
things
to...
wrong, you will
Yes.
get arrested.
Yeah.
And this is what he did. He was aggravating. He was
They handcuffed him.
aggravating the officers and everything. He's not in his right goddamn mind. This guy.
He's so goddamn good.
Wow.
He's
Really?
no good. And one of these days they're going to keep him in jail for good.
Man,
he really needs
I've never
to go
heard
on
you.
some antidepressants or some kind of anxiety drug.
Ira needs to go on something.
Alec Baldwin. He's so out of control. He can't control himself.
He's out of control, Jay.
Yeah.
He can't control himself, right, Ira? He can't control himself.
You don't do this.
No, you don't. You don't ride the wrong way on Fifth Avenue.
Because he's nuts.
Yeah.
He's sick in the brain.
Yeah. The doorman on that street said if they did that, 50 to 60 bikes an hour would be arrested. He says everyone does that.
Yeah.
Sounds like they were like...
So the cops are after him?
I bet the paparazzi said, go get Alec Baldwin. He's riding the wrong way on Fifth Avenue. I bet they told that to the cops.
Let's go to Bobby of Brooklyn. Bobby, they won't even find Alec Baldwin's body in Brooklyn. Bobby of Brooklyn. Yes, Bobby, go ahead.
Bobby.
Jay, I had a question. You know, you were talking about the executions and, why don't you get a vet to do it? What I don't get is, why don't they just use cyanide? I mean, that shit works in about 2 seconds. Have you ever seen, Hitler or Eva Braun or any of the Nazis, like when Goering took it? They bite on it in 2 seconds. You're dead. I don't understand.
Excuse me. They gave it to our spy pilots, and they had a pill in their, right in their jacket. They were supposed to. Remember, Gary Powers was supposed to take it, and the Russians got him. Yeah, and I think probably I have no idea. The weird thing is that many pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies, even in Europe, they don't want to sell the drugs for use as execution. That's
what about Dr. Kevorkian's death machine? Why don't they use that? I mean, that's really practical.
All of it.
And it works.
It's all there. I don't know why. I can't answer.
And that thing has a 0% failure rate. I mean, that's why. I think Goering hid it in his underwear right before they went to hang him. He bit on it, and he was dead before they can get it out of his mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one.
And the only thing he has left of him is his underwear and socks, by the way. Yeah.
His underwear and socks are somewhere in a museum?
No. It's like, some guy owns them. They're like in a frame, and it's just like embroidered underwear and his socks. And that's the only thing left of him. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And during the trial, during Nuremberg, he used to read Grimm's fairy tales to himself because he wasn't paying attention to what they were doing.
No. Well, he knew he was going to be hung. He knew that.
Well, it's interesting. It's kind of amazing. He actually was the only one that had a defense where he really fought back, and the Nuremberg, the prosecutors were having a hard time with him to the point where they actually shut him up.
The guy that really got screwed in 1939, a guy flew from Germany to England. Who was it?
Rudolf Hess.
Hess. I don't know if you know this or not. He was an architect by trade, and they said that he had built the ovens or whatever. That's what they said. But he flew, and he landed in England in a German plane, and, of course, they arrest him. They go crazy, and he starts talking, and he says, look, Hitler's nuts. Let's make a deal or whatever. And they didn't make a deal with him. They put him in jail, and they kept him in jail for the entire war, even though he told everything. And then after the war was over, the Russians would not allow him to be let go. He wasn't around even for the extermination.
Oh, he tried to turn everybody in back in
1939.
Wow.
Yeah, before the war really got going.
He was one of the original whistleblower.
Yes, he was.
What he did was he flew a plane. It crashed actually in Scotland. He was trying to get to Winston Churchill to make a deal. They put him in jail, and there's always been a rumor, which is really interesting, and his medical doctors in prison who examined him said this, that they put the wrong guy in jail. There wasn't even really Rudolf Hess because he didn't have certain scars on his body from World War I that he should have.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow.
I mean, if you look at it, Goering and Himmler both try to take over as the chancellor, right before.
All right, Bobby. You know what? We're all out of interest right now. We've run out of interest. You know what, Bobby? If we knew you had a cyanide pill, we'd tell you to take a bite out of it right now.
For you, I do it.
I do.
All right. All right. It's over. All right. Bye-bye. Let's go to Heidi on line 2. Hello. Speaking of Germans, let's go to Heidi. Are you sitting there with your little pigtails
Heidi,
and your lederhosen on right now? Heidi, how are you, Heidi?
Good. No, I just...
Hey, what's the score of that Jets game, Heidi?
Hell, I don't remember.
Garrett's the only one that laughs.
You're the reason I'm calling.
Oh, Heidi, how are you?
I'm good.
Great, I'm happy that you
one
called.
morning, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there with my grandson. He loves Batman. And I'm watching this cartoon, and all of a sudden I hear Ira's voice.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the hell?
Yeah.
So you played a janitor on the Batman cartoon.
Batman cartoon?
No. Well, I sold his voice. I sold his voice.
Oh, you
He
did?
doesn't know that I sold it. Yes, I sold it.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, I mean, it was so weird.
Yeah.
6
It was
o'clock in the
fabulous.
morning. You guys don't come
Yeah.
on that time.
No. No. It wasn't us.
And there's Ira.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Batman.
All right, Ira, say what I told you to say before that we got you on the Batman. Go ahead and say it.
He's got AIDS.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Heidi, very much. Thank you. There
Bye,
you go.
Heidi.
You'll be hearing that on Batman. Stupidest thing.
The greatest
My
soundbite
head
ever.
feels like it's going to...
Jay,
Yes, Ira. what is
this
it?
weekend at
Yes.
Flushing, where the
Yeah.
World Trade Center.
Yes.
Where the World's Fair was.
Yes.
Yeah, not the Trade
There's
Center.
gonna be a
Yeah.
big celebration.
How many years has
over
it
there?
been since the world?
1964.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have concerts.
So
They're
50
gonna have
years.
fireworks at 9:30 at night.
Is
I'm
Barack
gonna tell you,
Obama going to be there?
Hold on. I'm going to tell you
Barack
how I
Obama?
know.
No.
I'm going to tell you how I know the date. My dad was the president of a small oil company, and the man that owned it.
We've heard that 1,000 times.
Charlie Wacker. And Charlie Wacker, that's his name, Charlie Wacker, was incredibly wealthy from Chicago, and he had a yacht. Mm-hmm. And he had the yacht he parked it at the World's Fair. Mm-hmm. And it was about a 80-foot yacht called the Flevo, which means favor me, and it happened to have belonged to the king of Amsterdam, or of Holland, and Mussolini had taken the yacht over.
Really?
And then after the Second World War, the yacht was found abandoned back in Amsterdam somehow. Mussolini and his people take it over. This guy buys it, reconditions it, and we lived on it in the Bahamas. He years later we did. He brings it to the World's Fair, and I'm a kid, and he says to my dad, would your son come and be a deckhand and a server on the yacht for the World's Fair? And I'll pay him, and he'll live here with the crew members, and I go. So I'm so excited. I'm going to go to the World's Fair. I'm going to live on the yacht, and I'm going to serve people. Right? I did something. I forget what the hell it was. I flunked something, or lied, or did something. My dad went nuts, and that was my punishment.
You weren't allowed to go to the World's Fair? Or you weren't allowed to work?
And wasn't allowed to live on the boat.
Did you ever go to the World's Fair?
No, but here's what's weird. I moved to New York many years later, and the remnants of it are still there.
Yeah.
There's not a moment when I go to the airport or whatever
that I
don't pass that area. I think of that. I've thought of that my entire life. It's like you wonder, was that punishment? Did I learn anything?
Jay, it was the best World's Fair.
I didn't learn anything.
I know,
from
but
that
I remember
punishment.
that World's Fair like it was yesterday. It was the future.
The best.
Yeah. It was, wasn't it, Ira?
Yeah.
Is that
I
where
read
they
about
had
it.
The carousel of
yeah.
progress. Where
Yes.
It's a great,
Yep.
big, beautiful tomorrow.
My dad punished me 3 times in my life for the entire summer. I couldn't leave the house. I would lie, or my grades would be bad, or whatever. And sometimes he would spank me too, a big spanking. And it's like, did I learn anything from those punishments?
Well, you missed the greatest World's Fair.
I know.
Right, Ira?
That is right.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm definitely going out.
They
there
introduced the Belgian waffle there.
Yeah, yes, all of it. Oh God, I read everything about it. Everything.
Saw the pictures and everything.
So when I hear the word World's Fair, the words.
Do they do them anymore?
No.
Sure they do.
Not in the same place.
The last one was in New Orleans, and everybody that came to New Orleans was stolen from by the locals. Everybody. And we warned people. Friends of mine came down, and they had booths and all. And I said, guys, they're gonna fleece you. They all came down to New Orleans, completely fleeced. I think that was in the 80s. You should read about that. There are books written about it.
It was in Knoxville. It was in Montreal. It was...
and the one in New Orleans was one of the few ever to lose money.
Yeah.
They put a gondola from one side of the Mississippi River to the other. So my aunt, who smoked dope with me, we go, my Aunt Chris, and we get all stoned. I think she did blow, too. We might have done some blow. So we smoke pot.
Beautiful family.
She was fabulous. And we go around the World's Fair, and I remember I bought like a Indian rug or some horrible thing and all. And we decide to go in the gondola. So we get in the gondola, we pay whatever it was to ride, and you ride across the Mississippi River, and it went way high in the air. We get in the gondola, and we become paranoid. We're stoned and coked up, and we become paranoid, and we're looking down, and we begin discussing the people from Louisiana who are idiots who probably put the gondola together.
Right.
And my aunt and I become hysterical. We're laughing, but we're crying at the same time. I'm not joking. And we couldn't wait for the gondola to arrive on the other side. It was unbelievable. So we get to Algiers, we get out, people are looking at us like we're crazy. And there were no taxis to take people to the other side of the river. We had to ride the gondola back.
Yeah.
It was the most horrifying time I've ever... And when we rode back, we were dead.
Was it really high, too, the gondola?
It was horrible. It was it was the stupidest. And there was nothing on the other side when you got there. Nothing to see. It was just like the dock.
I did one of those in Vietnam last year, this gondola that went up and went over this river, and it was so high, and I got so paranoid up there because it was so high, and I wasn't high, but I was crying, weeping.
Yeah.
Very, very
I
scary.
mean, I was so scared it was going to go, and we were nuts. Ken of Colorado. Yes, Ken, go ahead. It's Jay Thomas. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was really kind of wondering what happened to my Game of Thrones update. You totally.
They're going through a period of they have a trial. They have the midget is on trial, and
the little person is on trial.
So there's a lot of discussion, and the daughter of the original Hand of the King has been spirited away. There really hasn't been any news. It's kind of been expository. They're telling you stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so there hasn't been anything that I can really blurt out.
Oh, okay.
But I will blurt out. I will blurt out. Yes.
That's the main reason I listen to you now, is because I hear those good blunders you make, and I just love it.
Well, they're not a blunder. The midget has the other night said that he's on trial for one thing, being a dwarf. That's what he said. He says, I stand accused and I confess. And his father leans forward and says, you confess to what? And he goes, I confess to being a dwarf. And that's why you hate me. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now the other thing I wanted to touch bases with you.
And his whore, the dwarf's whore, came and just said all kind of horrible shit about him, but we don't know what she was threatened with.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
the whore turned state's evidence.
Okay, I have one more comment. Could you ask Kevin, is Jeff the drunk kind of like his cousin, or are they related somehow? Jeff's drunk off of
we don't know who those people are.
We're not related. Why would you think that I would be related to Jeff the drunk?
We don't know those people.
Because he sounds like him.
Really?
Oh, really? I mean, he sounds like Jeff the drunk, and I was just kind of...
No,
is that the guy from Maine?
No.
Ira, do you know who Jeff the drunk is, Ira?
That is Jeff Furlock.
Thank you. All right, that's all we needed to hear. Thank you,
right,
Ken of Colorado. By the way, that's as much phlegm as I can take in a whole year. Mike of Arizona. Yes, Mike, go ahead.
Mike.
Yes, Mike, go ahead,
Hey,
Mike.
I got a spoiler alert for Game of Thrones. If you want.
Don't say spoiler alert. Just say you have information and go with it.
Jon Snow, the bastard, he gets killed.
Thank you, Mike. I could kiss you on the lips right now. Thank you very much,
right.
Mike.
Okay,
wow. He gets killed. That's bad. By the way, if I went home and told my wife that, she would be really pissed off. But you see, I love knowing what's going to happen. That's what's so weird. I love it.
I would used to do gigs, and people would go, "Don't tell me what's who's won the game. I'm going to go back and listen to it or watch it later on." It's like, really? Are you serious?
That's like my friend who was in England and he turned off, didn't read newspapers. He wanted to watch the Super Bowl delayed by a week before they showed it over there.
Please.
He threw a Super Bowl party. All of his friends come over in London, and the announcer goes,
the idiot
"Welcome to the Super Bowl. As you know, the Colts won the game 23-17, and now the broadcast of that game."
Jay.
What?
Jay.
What?
Past 2 days,
what?
The Mets have won over the Yankees. Yay! Yay!
Let's go now to Neil
Tonight,
Rappaport.
The Mets are going to win over the Yankees at the Citi Field, and tomorrow they're going to win over the Yankees again at Citi Field.
All right. There you go. Right. Let's go to Neil Rappaport, the owner of pickcard.com. And you've had over 70,000 requests for picks. Need time to fill the orders. That certainly isn't the ones with my name, my face on them.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably, it is.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, listen, the pick card has been on some very high-profile shows, some on Sirius, some of others, probably a few since 2006. We've gotten a few hundred replies, we've got 1,000 replies, and I was offering your listeners a free collectible custom pick card of a famous band, because we make them for them and we don't resell them, so we have extras here. So these are collectibles that sell online for on eBay for $20. They all want Jay Thomas picks. We don't even make Jay Thomas picks, so we had to make them special for your listeners.
You didn't get 70,000 requests.
It's that must be a typo. It was 20,000, but I wasn't even going.
That's a lot too.
That's insane. I'm telling you, we were on a higher profile show on your same stations, actually on 100, that will go nameless, and we got less than 3,000 inquiries. We were expecting.
Hey, Garrett, how do we get this information to the higher-ups? How do we do it, Garrett?
There's no way. What?
No, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start doing a thing called News from the Jay Thomas Show, and you send it out to the the thing.
That's what you should do. You need to do a newsletter.
A little blog.
Yeah. Neil Rappaport from pickcard.com made an offer of Jay Thomas pick cards and over 20,000 hits.
You know how they do Howard News? They have Jay Thomas News. You know, it's
Garrett, I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
It's going to come from me, Garrett, so you won't be blamed for it.
Yeah.
And it'll go to all the higher-ups.
Mm-hmm.
This really is amazing. Plus, they're asking for Jay Thomas Show pick cards. They want Christina.
Now, have you
Ira,
fucked up
Garrett.
somehow? Or has it screwed you up financially? Because you could take it back if you want.
Oh no, not it. Just screw. We like to ship immediately, and we like to keep people waiting. And we thought we'd get about 300 or 500 inquiries. We wanted to make them. We were going to buy the Jimi Hendrix stamps and not use our meter. Just put the Jimi Hendrix stamps on them, so we were all prepared. And they started just rolling in. We're setting up a whole separate mailing list for it. You should.
My God.
You should put them on your store. And
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to get any money for my own fucking likeness on your
no.
I'm not selling them at all.
Yeah, they're free, Jay.
You could
don't give them away for
the
free.
Whole thing was
Tell them
your
Jay
face,
Thomas. I have a new announcement. $1 a piece.
Your face was on. You can click it on his website, and that would generate their request form for a pick card. but people were
20,000?
requesting the Jay
God
Thomas pick
damn it! I fucked up, Neil. I
You
fucked
did.
up,
You
Neil.
fucked it up.
Well, Jay, you can.
Damn.
Jay, I'll create one for the show that has. You have to tell me that if you were going to have a pick for the show, what order would you like the faces in without causing any problems down there?
I don't want any order.
Yeah.
You want Jay number one?
Jay's number one.
Main host.
Well, Jay,
He's the main
Christina
host.
would be. Christina would be 2. Ira would be 3. Sorry, Garrett. Garrett would be 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you? Kevin would be 5. That's it.
5.
You're 5th. Yeah.
We can make a special with Kevin on there. Well, Kevin's going to have.
I don't want
anything.
He's like, I want my own pick cards with my own face on them.
But wait a second, Garrett. Do you disagree with that lineup?
Completely.
Wait, who was?
Oh, really?
Can you give it again? Because I was on the phone doing
Jay
my job.
first. Jay
Christina
first.
too.
Yes.
I think you heard it.
Right on.
Christina second. Ira third. Garrett 4th, and Kevin 5th.
Of course, that makes sense.
No, I'm not kidding.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me go to. I'm just going to pick a listener.
All right.
Sarah of Texas. Sarah.
Sarah?
Sarah, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi.
If we're lining the show up, here's how I would line up the pick cards. Just listen to me for a moment, and you can tell me. I would be in 1 position, Christina in 2 position, Ira in 3 position, Garrett in 4 position, and Kevin in 5 position.
Whatever my name is.
Sarah, do you agree or disagree with that lineup?
I don't know. I think that's kind of mean to Kevin.
It might
Sarah,
be
do you
mean,
agree that I should be second?
but do you agree that Christina should be second?
Yes.
I agree.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she
Right.
has the most requests after Jay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I do this for a fucking living.
Yeah.
Okay? I know who's who. And Garrett, what do you think? They want like a spit card for you with a big spit on it?
Oh, you are the most cruel man in the world.
I'm
You
not
are.
cruel. I'm fucking honest.
You have no faith.
And now that I know, now that I know the power of the pick card, I'll never forget the position that I'm in.
You know who number 3 was, Ira? Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth?
No.
Oh, yes.
No. Shut up. Neil, thank you so much. This is the
Thank
greatest
you,
news
Neil.
I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Jay, by the
Thank
way,
you,
your actual cards that we're making with your likeness on them will be ready in a few days. It takes 20 days to make them, and we're going to get them out to all your listeners.
Go to pickcard.com right now. Neil, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me back
My
on.
pleasure. That's unbelievable.
It is.
Wow.
What a show.
Let's go back to Sarah of Texas. Sarah, what did you call about before we heard the exciting news?
I called about Game of Thrones. The guy that just called in, I'm the guy. He's full of crap. He doesn't die.
Jon Snow dies. He does. He's in the books. He dies. I read the books. He's dead.
I've read to the last book. He doesn't die. Not yet.
Really?
Yeah.
No, okay.
So
All
that's
right.
not happening yet. There's
All
some
right.
other pretty cool stuff that's happening, but not that.
Hey, you know what I loved last week when the dragons ate the guy's sheep, and he brings the dead, burnt up sheep to the queen.
Yeah.
And her dragons are sheep eaters. Okay,
That was
Sarah, thank
the
you.
dragons they're awful. They get pretty awful.
What do you think of the women being raped in mass in the room? And then, of course, everybody who rapes somebody gets killed later. So they get their comeuppance, don't you think?
They do. They do.
Yeah.
It all comes back.
Are they being raped, or do the women look like they're happy? What's happening?
No, they're being raped. They're not happy.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Are they happy
Thank you,
being
Sarah.
raped?
Thanks.
Such a great question.
Jay.
Hey, number 5. Thanks. Yes, number 3. What is it?
Jay, this
Yes,
morning when I
Yes,
was
sir.
riding on the bus, on a 28 bus, going up Gun
Yeah.
Hill Road,
Gun Hill Road.
Yeah.
there
Here we
was
go.
white smoke in the bus. All of a
Really?
sudden outside,
You know
there
what that
was
means?
Smoke.
Hey, Garrett, they've elected a new pope.
There was smoke all around the bus.
Really?
So what does
Now, did
everybody
anybody
do?
get off? What they
We
do?
all ran off the bus. We were afraid that the bus would blow up.
Explode, right?
That gosh darn bus.
Unbelievable.
You see something, you say something.
Oh. This is no goddamn good.
No.
Let's go to Joey in
Look
Philadelphia.
at my shoes.
Let me
see your shoes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
That is no goddamn good.
Like white powder.
Yeah, no.
Did they give you your money back for driving the death bus? No.
Well, I was on the bus. I had taken the bus.
By the way, I want everyone to notice how silent Garrett is being after hearing the lineup. Garrett, I'm so sorry. In baseball, number 4 spot would be great in the batting order.
Yeah.
I'm
And
number 5.
Number 2 kind of means
And
like
I'm
it's
number
poop.
number 3.
I'm a leadoff batter. I'm leadoff. Christina's in second position.
You're always number
You're in
1.
cleanup. You're
What are
the
you rating
cleanup.
again? That's what I don't understand. The importance of the show?
The lineup of how you stand in popularity.
Oh, in popularity?
On this show.
Oh, okay. I'll agree with that then.
What did you think I was giving?
I think he thought you were saying who you like best.
Yeah, like who's your favorite?
Well, that too. Let's go to
Really felt
Joey in
bad for
Philadelphia.
Kevin the most. I mean, he was
No, you know what?
afterthought.
Kevin is an afterthought. He's a fifth year. All right, let's go, Joey. Don't do that, please.
All right. Let's solve the death penalty problem.
Joey,
Let's
go
start-
ahead, Joey. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joey. What?
No
I'm
problem.
sorry. Go ahead.
Death penalty problem. Let them kill themselves. Put them in a room, make them listen to Covino and Rich.
All right, get rid of him.
Get rid of him,
You can't. That's not funny. They're on before us.
Family.
Yeah. How dare you?
We're all in this together.
We could be fired for that.
Jay of North Carolina.
I can't.
Wait a minute. This could be me calling myself. Jay of North Carolina. Oh, I want to say something.
Hey, Jay,
All right.
how are you?
I'm good, man.
That's great. The lineup pick that you've got there. I ordered a pick, by the way, and they got back to me right away in the email and saying about how I was going to get some other pick. And I said, no, I thought you guys had a Jay Thomas pick. And then I got an email following probably a week later saying the Jay Thomas picks are to be made, so there'll be X amount, like 2 months. And I was just like, I was elated. As far as the set, I bet you could probably sell the other picks for $5 a piece as a set of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be, of course, Christine and Garrett second and third. Fourth, I think we should make Kevin's a hologram pick so you don't see it when you're looking straight on at the board, though. You have to be at some weird angle.
You want him to be a hologram pick.
Yeah. When
So
it's
mean.
straight on, it says, I'm not funny, but if you look at it from an angle, it's Kevin's face.
I am so close to getting out of this business.
You really
I'm
should,
so
Kevin.
close.
Good thinking.
What do you do for a living?
You know, I get products from country to country. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gay?
Yeah. And when I'm funny, people actually laugh, Kevin. And I'm just a truck driver.
Oh.
You're sitting there.
I laugh at Kevin.
All right, get rid of this guy.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm so
Get
glad
rid
you
of him.
cut him off. He's
Get
a
rid of him.
shit.
Get rid of him. Let's go to Richard, who's in Connecticut. Yes, Richard, go
Hi,
ahead.
my friend Richard.
How you doing, Jay?
Yeah.
The problem in Connecticut is they've already grown the pot. The growing stations are separate from a dispensary, so you have to have and the towns are turning them down. Any town has the right to say no.
Right.
So they have the pot. The people have the cards. You cannot buy it on the street, and we're waiting for a town to do a dispensary, and then they can have it.
That's ridiculous.
Of course it is. It's a dumb law. The state of Connecticut has made it so complicated that it's ridiculous for people to get it.
It
So
is.
And so you go on the corner and you buy it from a dealer.
You get arrested.
Well, no, if you have a card, they let you go, but they put the dealer in jail. The dealer goes to jail.
Well, no, you can't buy it that way. It's a very complicated law.
It's very complicated.
Yep.
How do you get the pot?
Well, right now you can't.
If you have the card, how do you get it?
You can't get it now.
What about if you had the card and you had the pot? Could they come into your house and arrest you?
No.
Hold on a minute. No, wait a minute. No. I saw that you could, if the cops find that you bought it illegally, but you have the card, you can keep it and you don't get in trouble.
Right. But you can't get caught buying it.
Right. We've
right.
said that.
You can't get caught buying it. Okay.
We've
All
said
right.
that.
So that's the way it is.
Okay.
But we're just waiting for a town to say yes. It's ridiculous.
I think Greenwich is going to be the first town to say yes.
No way.
Yeah, Greenwich. It's right on the border. It's perfect. There's some shipping lanes in there.
Stanford.
No,
will be first.
Greenwich. New Canaan. New Canaan.
Bridgeport.
Okay.
Middletown.
Yeah. Sterling. I think Sterling will do it first. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Thank you. Joe of Massachusetts.
I think Coventry actually might take on the distribution.
Joe of Massachusetts. Go ahead, Joe.
Coventry, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Hey, why'd I call?
Why did you call? I'm not positive why you called.
This is 911. Can I help you,
you
please?
had some
Joe,
information.
let's go back. Think about what you wanted to say before you dialed.
911. Can we help you?
Shh. Hold on.
Hey, did you see who's gonna fight for the dwarf?
Who's going to fight? No, you know what? That's the other one. Who he is asked not to be on trial anymore. He wants a trial by death.
Yeah,
and he's going to ask his own brother. He's going to ask his own brother to fight for him.
He's not gonna fight for me. No, it's gonna be that judge guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna be the other guy?
Judy?
I don't know.
It'll be the mountain. That guy at the mountain.
Oh, you mean Dog?
No, not Dog. The mountain. You know, they showed him once in the second season. He's like that guy. He's like the huge guy that like just kills everybody for the dwarf's father.
Mm-hmm.
You know who?
No.
That was really weird and creepy.
He's got AIDS.
That explains it. That makes sense.
My favorite. That's my favorite of all time. Play it again.
He's got AIDS.
Oh, God. Why does that make me laugh? It's so horrible. It is funny, though. Well, it's been a great show, Jay. You were really funny today. Ira, you were great.
Great show. Great show.
Christina, number 2, you're fabulous.
Christina's
kind of like poop.
and me
Yeah.
Now that I
gonna
think
be
about it.
pinch hitting.
What?
You have to what?
What was that?
Ira, we're still on the air.
Oh, you thought we were done? No, we're not
I
done.
feel like I'm dripping. What is going on?
I was gonna get.
You're going to get some pretzels? Go ahead, get some pretzels. Yeah, go ahead, get one. You can eat on the air now. Number 2's in charge. Yeah. Number 2, where are we going now, number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 can't breathe.
Come on.
Okay, number 3. Number 3? How about number 3?
God.
Number 5 is talking. Number 2's not doing anything.
I have
4
to
and
answer.
5
pulling up the back.
Yeah,
I have
4
to
and
answer
5.
the phone. Number 2 has another job.
Okay, who do we have on the line?
I think
Is
we
he?
lost him.
Oh, I thought he was messing with us.
No, he's messing with us. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No?
All right, we'll go to break and see what happens.
Okay.
Indy, Sirius XM 104.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas Show. The Jay Thomas Show. Should I repeat that over again?
Yeah, get closer to the mic.
The Jay Thomas Show.
All right. I've decided to talk again. All right. Let's
Yes, number
go
1.
You know, boy, that really bothered you guys. It's the way it is.
No, it doesn't bother. We're just...
In another room, I wouldn't be number 1.
I'm not
okay?
bothered by it at all.
I know you're number 2.
Number 2.
And I'm number 3.
Right. It's 4 and 5 that have a little bit of trouble, Ira.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
number 5 is Kevin Meaney.
Yes, and number 5 is friends with Michael and Stuart and who?
Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear
And you're
their
going to be
names.
number